4, 3, 2. Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lutheran West High School. It is the WKYC.com High School Football Game of the Week. Week number 6 takes us here to Rocky River as Lutheran West, the Longhorns at 4-1, take on the Badgers from Berkshire, who are also 4-1. I'm Dave DeNatale. That's Mark Munch Bishop. We are ready to go, Munch. And, you know, this whole week, getting ready for this game has been all about kind of the underdog and you know, this kind of comeback story. I mean, you know, we put this game, Berkshire and Lutheran West, in against a couple of heavyweights.
As it should be.
As it should have
been part of it, yeah.
Menor and Solon, and of course, we had Bedford and Maple Heights. But yet, this little engine that could, with these two programs that are both having breakthrough seasons, wins our vote pretty resoundingly, and next thing you know, we are here. And we're here to, I mean, there's so many stories here for both teams tonight in this newly reconfigured Chagrin Valley Conference, and both teams have conference championship and playoff dreams on their minds.
You know, it's interesting because you talk CVC. I'm an old CVC guy from the days of Solon.
Yeah.
When it was Orange and Chardon and Twinsburg and Chagrin Falls and Kenston. And the bottom line is it's a new CVC, but also it's a new day for football at Lutheran West and at Berkshire. I mean, Berkshire struggling the last few years, and bang, Coach DeWeese has them up and rocking. And I want to say this too, not for the faint of heart, as they had their, an hour and 10-minute drive from the 422 will do that to you.
Yeah, 480 and 271, Friday rush hour getting down. You know, it's the one thing with this new conference. You got to come from Burton to Rocky River. It's not often easy to do on a Friday. But when you get here, you're talking two teams that are both 4-1. Let's talk first about Lutheran West.
Okay.
The only really blemish in their season was a loss to Lutheran East, and that was on that Friday where they had the storm delay and everything. When they went into the delay, they were only down 8-3, ended up losing that game 22-3. But Munch, you know, this is a Longhorns team that hasn't been to the postseason since 2005. Frank Petroff has been here now. This is his 6th year, and I feel like they've gone back to the fundamentals, back to running the football and playing good defense. And when you're a defense that's only allowed an average of 11 points per game coming into it, that fundamental formula seems to have worked out well for them.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. They've got different style running backs to do it, too. Some guys that can scoot between the tackles, some guys that get outside. There's no doubt that we'll keep you posted today on Eddie Lewis, the fine running back. And they just have a compliment. Jonathan Bradley, they're also deep at wide receivers, but they've got the senior quarterback, Austin Kim. And when you have a guy with the leadership that he brings to the table, anything can happen. And, you know, don't be shocked. We're going to see times where they may go 5 wideouts.
Yes, and it's not they haven't had big numbers throwing the football this year, but it's been enough to complement the Bradley and Lewis attack, who have combined for just a shade under 1,000 yards. So they've made it work out well for them. Now, on the flip side, Berkshire, they haven't been in the playoffs since 2015, but the problem for the Badgers, you had a 1-9 season in 2017, a 1-9 season last year, and everybody's thinking, oh, it's going to be another long year. Josh DeWeese and his staff and this group of players really turned inward on themselves and really kind of, it's been a comeback story that's been a fun thing for everybody in Burton this year, and now all of a sudden they're 4-1, and they're tied for 9th in their computer region. So, and by the way, Lutheran West is 10th, so this is such an important game for both teams, but just a great comeback story when you talk about the Badgers.
Well, you know, the bottom line, too, is, you know, a lot of the young men are the same from the past few years, so that'll have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, too.
Yes.
But however, when you're 1-9 and 1-9, no matter what you say, no matter which way you spin it, the culture of winning just hasn't taken hold yet. But this year you could see it happening because, Dino, I'm a firm believer that winning begets winning, and all of a sudden that close game, well, you know what? Hey, we're winners, and we're going to pull that game out. I've got to hold that block just another half second. I will do that. I've got to stretch out a little bit more. I've got to square that route out, and you're seeing that. And I got to give all the credit in the world to Coach DeWeese, what he has done to make that happen.
Done an outstanding job. They've got a dual-threat quarterback in Jake Brown, who we'll see from the start here because Lutheran West is going to kick off. And back deep to receive, Josh Trabuzzo, Matt Politzer are back deep to receive. 4-1 Lutheran West, 4-1 Berkshire. CVC action. Week number 6, and we are underway here in Rocky River. Kick is on a line drive. Trapuzzo picks it up at the 10, and he'll run right side to the 20, head to the 25, breaks the tackle 30. He's to the 40. He's to the 50, and finally brought down in Longhorn territory at the 47-yard line. If Trapuzzo had made one more cut, I think, inside Munch, he might have had a chance to bust it all the way.
Again, I didn't have the football, Dino, but I'll tell you this. Rarely will you see one go to distance along the sidelines because that's another defender for you, right? You have more space to cut to the middle. A brilliant return, don't get me wrong, but with those, this actually came from Earl Bruce to me. He used to look at me with his fist and go, once you get to the sidelines, you cut to the middle and you stick it right up the gut.
That's right, because you're exactly right. Otherwise, you're giving your opponent another defender on the field. All right, Brown and company on the field. From the Lutheran West 46, they move 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive linemen shift to the right. High snap, Brown pulls it down, and he's going to tuck and run and be put down back behind the line of scrimmage at the 50-yard line. David Bush, the defensive tackle for the Longhorns, makes that, I don't know if you call it a sack as much as it's a TFL, but mark it back to the 50. It's a loss of 4, 2nd and 14.
It seemed that the trickery that they tried to do on offense, TV and the Berkshire Badgers that time, messed them up as much more than it messed up the Lutheran West.
Catley and Catley, the left tackle and left guard and the tight end, all shifted left to right. You don't see that very often. Out of the pistol on 2nd and long. Brown takes the pitch. He'll keep it to the 45. He's to the 40. Gets the first down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line of the Longhorns. 16 yards for Jake Brown, who averages about 11 yards per carry.
Not only did they get that downfield in a hurry, but 5 offensive linemen were down there. You know, the big guys, the mollygaggers, whatever you want to call them, to expect them to get 15 yards of field?
Well, it's interesting you say that. We'll get back because physically, they're not big, but they're quick.
I was shocked, too, looking at the sizes.
Brown will give to his running back, Ryan Pennypacker, and Pennypacker will take it to the 30-yard line. He's had a good year. He's averaging 7 yards per carry, about 700 yards on the ground this year. The offensive line for Berkshire, Zach Mihas, 200 pounds, Brandon Catley, 185, Cage Martin, 215, Denton Yoder, 210, Andy McKinney, 160, their weights. It's not big, but if you're quick and you can read your blocks, then you make it work.
There will be times when they may come up against a defensive front where it just is not going to work, even all the trapping, all the cutting that you could do. But right now it's working in the CVC.
Yeah. 2nd down, about 7. Brown will fake the jet sweep and keep it. He faked the jet sweep to Jack Keene, and he tucked and ran it inside the 30, took it down to about the 28. So about a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Interesting note that a nice sleight of hand that time. You know, for that to work, you have to put the ball in the running back's gut and pull it right back out. If not, you're not going to fake anyone out.
Out of the pistol, 3rd and 5 here for Berkshire. Just getting underway, 9:35 to go first quarter, no score. Pennypacker stands behind quarterback Jake Brown. Brown pitches, Pennypacker left side with room. As a flag goes down, Pennypacker goes down at the 25-yard line. Good movement by Lutheran West defense.
We had a hold, though, Dino.
Yeah, it's going to come back anyway, but the Longhorns did a good job stringing that play out. Nolan Ragland, the linebacker, on the stop. And
holding on Berkshire.
They would have been a yard short of the first down anyway, but they'll take the penalty and make it 3rd and considerably longer back to the 35. It'll be a 3rd and 11.
You know, we're out here at the home of the Longhorns, and to me, this is Friday Night Football. Reminds me, as a wee lad, being taken over to John Adams High School by my dad, Benedictine's old home field, with houses around in the neighborhood.
It's like you're in the city. And by the way,
you have dinner
for the first time this year, we're wearing jackets. It's cool.
And we'll tell them about the little treehouse we climbed up in here to get to our broadcast booth.
On 3rd and 11, Brown looks left. Is in trouble. He'll be sacked back at the 42-yard line. Tyler Segro gets his 5th sack of the year. There's a flag down, though. Hang on. In the secondary of Lutheran West.
We had to have a defensive hold back there. We're going to see.
You would think from where the flag is. So hang on a second. This Lutheran West defense, their defensive line, David Bush, Michael Reddick, and Tyler Segro, have combined for 9 sacks. It is a defensive hold against the Longhorns.
You know, it's interesting because Brown had no shot of getting that pass off, which, there's holding edge in every play. If it affects the play, now, referee that threw the flag didn't see Brown getting sacked, but I'm just saying that's when you got to pick up.
So each team now with a holding here, and it goes back to where it would have been when Brown kept it at the 25 of Lutheran West and a 3rd down and 2. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Brown with a long count. Ooh, I think he just got one of the Longhorns to jump off sides, although David Bush is screaming. And I think somebody for Berkshire must have bobbed their head or moved a little bit, but they were trying to draw the Longhorns off sides, and instead it's a false start. That's pretty good protesting by David Bush. He went right to the official and said, not me.
And, it's interesting, too. It's like a homecoming. We saw our dear friend Ken Matherly,
from the Mid-American Conference, yes.
And also from the great, and I know the purveyors of adult beverages, House of the Rose, Mr. Mike Graves in the crowd tonight,
yes.
asking us to look down as he waves, and we
Good
would
to see
back.
him. Brown to throw on 3rd and long. Lofts one towards the end zone. It's up. It is incomplete at the 5-yard line. Was looking for Joe Barsakowski, and instead it'll be incomplete. Just kind of a ball that was up for grabs. Yeah, it kind of died.
He did not lead him at all, and apparently the receiver at the time has been known to get a jump ball on occasion. Not that time. Great defense for the Lutheran West Longhorns.
Too long to kick a field goal here. It's going to be 4th and 7 for the Longhorns. For the Badgers, at the Lutheran West 30. So they'll go for it. 8:10 to play, first quarter, no score. Trips will go wide here for Berkshire. One receiver left. That receiver on the left is Matt Pulitzer.
Interesting, too, because they are using the wide side of the field to their advantage. You never know what's going to happen in a situation like this, Dino.
Ball on that left hash. They sell out for a blitz, and the pass is incomplete. Was trying to flip it to Barsakowski, but you had 3 black jerseys coming in that rush to throw on the middle screen by Brown. And that Lutheran West defense that's only allowed 11 points per game, they look very good on that bend but don't break there, and they get the turnover on downs.
It was set up perfectly. You got to scramble back. You got to backpedal for your life, okay, if you want the perfect screen. And that was a receiver that came over. I liked the intent of the play, but he just couldn't get the ball over to rushing defenders.
Yeah, the right call, but good shot by Lutheran West defense there to kind of read the play. So Austin Kim and the Longhorn offense will go to work, 1st and 10 at their own 30. Kim with 2 backs, Bradley and Lewis on each side of him. And on the ground, it's going to be Lewis. He'll cross the 30 and take it out near the 35-yard line. So gain of close to 5 on 1st down. Lewis is averaging almost 8 yards a carry. Bradley's averaging 5 yards a pop. And as Munch said, they're different styles of backs.
Exactly. And Eddie averaging more actually pounds it between the tackles more often.
Whereas Bradley's more the guy that go on the wide, on the outside.
Packed it in there, Dino. So they want to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, double tight end. And before they can run the play here, we've got flags all over the place on 2nd and 5. It's going to be a false start on the Longhorns, so make it 2nd down and 10.
I feel like a homecoming here in Fairview Park, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been, it's like the Johnny Cash song, I've been everywhere, man. I mean, since you and I were together on opening night at Wadsworth, I've been to Kenston, Orange, and then Medina, and then last week, Willoughby South.
The home of the line. Now, let me ask you this. I didn't get called out by the Keston coach again, did I?
You did, actually.
Coach called me out again?
Grubich said, quote, tell Munch I want his autograph. You did get called out. I meant to tell you that.
You know what? We may have to do a Keston game.
Yes, we do. 2nd and 10, it's Lewis getting the carry, and he'll go back to where the original line of scrimmage was, to the 35-yard line, so another 5-yard gain for Lewis, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Longhorns.
One thing Mr. Lewis is going to have to watch on, I've always noted that there was a Lawson store in our old neighborhood. You'd go up, Mom would give you the money to get a loaf of bread or something.
Yeah.
You cannot put that football out like a loaf of bread.
Yes.
He had it out in front of him with one hand.
Dangerous.
That's going to get swatted away.
Double tight here for the Longhorns. Out of the shotgun, Kim is ready on 3rd and 5. High snap, pulls down, gives to Bradley, and Bradley will take it to the 40-yard line and a 1st down out near the 41. First carry of the game for Jonathan Bradley. It's a gain of 6 and a 1st down for the Longhorns.
Dino, some semblance almost of the old single wing or triple option.
Yeah, exactly.
The quarterback didn't move there, but he had two backs crisscrossing, and boy, you've got to be quick if you're a QB with that handoff.
You got to be quick, and then if you're a defensive end, you got to make sure you're reading the keys and not running all over the place.
And for years, Chardon ran that. In fact, they still run it.
They still run. Mitch Hewitt still runs that.
My gosh.
We saw it last year at Kenston. From the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 here for the Longhorns. Kim fakes two backs, wants to throw, goes deep, has a man open, caught at the 25-yard line, down to the 20. Eddie Lewis has it at the 19-yard line, and a first down for the Longhorns on the long completion. Austin Kim to Eddie Lewis.
Eddie Lewis had a hold up for the ball. However, what happened, how did he get so wide open behind the DBs? He went into the line as if he was going to block or even had the football at first and then kept going, stuck behind a safety and a corner that time.
Gain of 40 on that pass play. 1st and 10 for Lutheran West at the right hash at the Berkshire 19-yard line. Kim on the shotgun. Turns, gives, Bradley runs right, and he's going to run right into one of the defensive linemen, and a TFL for Zach Nihas, the middle linebacker for Berkshire. That's his 8th TFL of the year.
Not only made a great play by reading it, he was going to make sure that the man with the ball got nowhere. Okay, convincingly, I'll say he threw him to the ground.
It's a 6-yard loss on that TFL by Nihas. Berkshire runs out of a 4-3 defense. J.J. Perrin and Nihas are the two guys to really keep an eye, or in your case, an ear on tonight.
We got the eye for you.
Yeah, we got the eye for you. 2nd and 16, shotgun for Austin Kim. Bradley stands to his left. Kim rolls left. He throws and incomplete. A little too high over there on the left flat. I think he was throwing the Luke Sword. No, it wasn't Sword over there, but it's incomplete, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 16. Intended receiver.
He broke away from the pack, okay? He had been lined up. It was the tight end on that side, and no one really went over to get him.
Ryan Chapinski was the intended receiver there. He's over on the slot.
How'd you say that? Sapinski?
I believe it was. I was told. I'm going to double check.
No, you're good. You're good at that.
Sapinski. Kim the throw will set up a screen to Bradley, and it's incomplete. Just kind of throwing it away because both Nihas and Evan McDermott, two of the linebackers, were coming in on a blitz, and they were coming in untouched.
Interesting.
4th and 16.
Both teams now trying some screens, and the defenses would not let it happen.
Anything to try to beat the blitz, and the defenses aren't able to do it. Able to allow it here.
The reason I know your last pronunciation, just got a text from Mrs. Munch. You want to talk about being teased? Her and two of her sisters at the Polish Fest at St. Stanislaus. I would have to say...
It's Shapinski, by the way. It's Shapinski.
It was not an Irish name you just read.
No, not at all. 4th and 16 for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 25. Shotgun for Kim. Back to throw. He's got time. Looks left side towards the end zone, and it's incomplete at the 5-yard line.
Pass is incomplete.
As there was a man with single coverage over on the left side.
For the 20-yard line.
Trying to get a number on there, hard to read.
They are a little dark here tonight.
It was Luke Sword was the intended receiver. Thank you over there. Always helps the guy with the viewfinder to help me out there. And 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. So both defenses, Munch, really tighten up in the red zone, and it's a turnover on downs. Berkshire takes over.
And great one-on-one coverage that time by the Berkshire defender. I mean, he was blanketed. I mean, you don't see coverage like that very often.
Sword had no chance to really move away to go get that football. We're under 5 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. Berkshire with their 2nd possession of this first quarter, and they'll go to Penny Packer, who fumbles the football, and I think Lutheran West has it at the 23-yard line. And as they uncover the pile, it is Longhorn football. Lutheran West comes away with it. I think Eddie Lewis came away with that fumble recovery, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Longhorns picking up right where they left off on the offensive side.
Eddie doing a little bit of everything and did not hesitate once that ball came popping loose. And I'll tell you this, we're going to see now what's going to happen with Coach Petrov, because, you know, my theory, you get a turnover, you strike in the end zone on the very first play. And we've seen this. He's completed the one deep for the lose, but Kim throws a beautiful football.
Kim out of the pistol. He's got Bradley standing behind him. 1st and 10 Lutheran West at the Berkshire 23. Pitch out. Bradley cuts middle of the field and keeps his legs going. Takes it to the 20-yard line. And all things considered, a pretty solid 4-yard gain after it looked like Berkshire was going to contain that play for no gain. 2nd and 6.
He stepped out of a tackle in the backfield. It's interesting because the man who had him in the backfield was a safety, so that means they shot him for him to get that far upfield in a hurry.
2nd and 6, Longhorns at the Berkshire 20. Hunter Albers, by the way, is the kicker for the Longhorns. He has hit a 23-yard field goal this year, so if they get a little closer, that might be an option for them. 2nd and 6, Kim rolls right, being blitzed, throws, pass is caught, inbounds at the 7-yard line for a first down for the Longhorns over on that right sideline. Heck of a catch.
And to get his feet in was foot in, of course, in high school, was brilliant. Those numbers are hard to pick up, Dino.
I think that was that Lewis? No, that was Isaiah Parker on the catch.
But he made a great catch, and now they're in business. 1st and goal from 7.
Yeah, black jerseys with red numbers, difficult to read. But that's a great catch by Isaiah Parker, and it's 1st and goal at the 7. As on first down, Kim gives to the second man through. It's Bradley to the end zone, and he's in for the touchdown. Jonathan Bradley with his 5th touchdown of the season, and it puts Lutheran West on top, 6-0.
And again, a little misdirection. Fake a jet sweep. Bradley stayed home, cut in front of the QB, ball right in his gut, bang, went around right end into the end zone.
Yeah, everybody was watching that jet sweep, and a good job selling it by Lutheran West. And a couple of nice cuts by Jonathan Bradley took care of the rest.
That was Kim with his sleight of hand once again.
Yeah, he said it's not fancy. It's good ball handling. I mean, you've talked about that so much. Now, on the year, Hunter Albers is 14 out of 14 for PATs. 3:58 to go, first quarter. Austin Kim is the holder, by the way. Good snap and hold. The kick is up. It's on its way, and Albers punches it through. 7-0 Lutheran West with 3:58 to go in this opening quarter, and the Longhorns take advantage of the fumble and punch it right in for a touchdown.
Interesting after seeing that extra point. That was a 35 to 40-yard field goal there. Okay,
they've only attempted one field goal this year, but I'm sure Frank Petroff knows if need be they can kick.
Well, I flash back to the play when they had 4th down, although he wanted to go for the gusto, but 7-0. The Longhorns, they have to be happy not just getting the fumble, but then being able to strike and get it in. And because Berkshire was going to dig in, and they got him back on their heels quickly.
It's interesting. We talked about storylines going into this game. Berkshire 1-9 in each of the last 2 years, and Lutheran West. But they've at least been in the playoffs. They went to the postseason in 2015. Lutheran West. Now back in the they're in the CVC after all the years of playing in Lorain County conferences, including the old Patriot Athletic Conference. You talk to everybody here at Lutheran West, they are so happy to be in the CVC, and they feel like it's a level playing field, even though sometimes they have to travel. As we'll have more on that thought in a second. Albers will kick it off. It will angle to the right, be caught at about the 6-yard line. Here comes Josh Trabuzzo again. Goes to the 20, 25, 30. Down the right sideline again. Trabuzzo is having a good night returning kicks. He took that one near the 36-yard line. First down for Berkshire.
And what slowed him down? The sideline.
Yep.
I don't care if you're playing basketball. You always try to be, come on, you're a hoops guy.
Yes.
You trap some guy, at the half-court line, all of a sudden you've got 2 more defenders.
Yep.
And you have the sideline that's just another defender.
It's all about positioning.
Trabuzzo's run backs have been very, very good, though.
35-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Longhorns and Badgers.
Yeah, it's been a good one so far. 7-0. Lutheran West. Berkshire now trying to bounce back after the fumble and get back to some offense here. Brown will move Pennypacker to his left. Out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Brown will roll left, and he'll just keep and run. To the 35, out to the 40, to the 41-yard line before he's brought down there. Gerald Gonzalez, the linebacker over on the right side. With some help from Nolan Ragland on the stop.
Getting up slow.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of a proverbial hitch in the giddy-up, but he's also, looks like he's favoring his back there a little bit, too.
They got hit pretty good, but again, when the quarterback's going to run, no attempt to slide whatsoever. He was going to put his head down and get as many yards as he could.
Yeah, Brown really kind of gimping here as he gets to the line. 2nd and 4, so give him 6 on that first down carry. And on a low snap, he'll give to Pennypacker. And the 210-pound senior will be just short of a first down as he took it to the 43. 2 more on the gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
2 players out, 2 players in with a little bit more size. So you think that you never know anymore because the guys with size can fly too.
Yes.
You know, if you're going to throw the ball.
Yeah, as we've learned. But that's the thing we mentioned with Berkshire in their first possession. They've been winning this year with an undersized offensive line. They make it work.
What do you say? Size of the fight in a dog, not the size of the dog in a fight.
Pitch out to Pennypacker on 3rd and 2. He'll go to the wide side, and on a second effort, he got knocked out of bounds, I think is what they're going to say at the line of scrimmage.
He was out of bounds, Dino.
That was a great job by Hunter Albers coming up from his safety spot to make the hit. Right as Pennypacker looked like he had gotten to the 45, he got knocked back and then got put out of bounds. Markham at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 2 at the Berkshire 42. And at this point, at the 43, I should say, Josh DeWeese looks like he's going to go for it here, Munch.
He sure does, unless he's going to try to draw the defense off again.
Or a pooch kick or something here.
I don't think he's going to pooch it.
I don't either.
Full back
3 in the backfield. Brown gives Pennypacker. No, he'll keep it. I'm sorry. But in big trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 38-yard line.
Unbelievable defensive play. Read it all the way. And boy, all you can say is Lutheran West, the Longhorns are rumbling wild.
Nolan Ragland got his 3rd sack of the year, and that was a brilliant play. Boy, these linebackers also for Lutheran West have been tremendous all year and tremendous tonight.
And you know what I've been watching? The reason why? Because the 4-down linemen are
doing their job.
occupying the other 5. They're running free.
You know, it's almost like they got the fumble earlier in this quarter and picked up at the Berkshire 23. This almost feels like exactly the same. They will take over after the loss at the Badger 36. Austin Kim goes to the shotgun. In motion is Luke Sword. He'll go left to right. Long count for Kim.
Sword is one-on-one. This would be a perfect time to throw.
As they'll fake to Bradley. Kim scrambles, in trouble, goes all the way back to the Lutheran West 40, needs help, got a crackback block, throws, incomplete out of bounds.
He threw it out of bounds. And I'm going to tell you this, when you get a crackback, like we saw that time.
J.J. Perrin had chased the quarterback Kim 25 yards back into Lutheran West territory, and then one of the offensive linemen came over and cracked him. You can't do that in the NFL. You can do that in high school.
That's actually the understatement. He declared him, Dino.
Oh, big hit. After all that, it's 2nd and 10.
And he did throw it away rather than he goes, I better just get rid of this now.
Kim on the pistol. 2nd down and 10. Gibbs Bradley. And Bradley crosses the 35 to the 33-yard line and gets about 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7. We're under 2 minutes to play. Here in the first quarter, Lutheran West leading Berkshire 7-0, and there's an injured Badger down at the field at the line of scrimmage.
You don't want to see that in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if it's the 1st or 10th game of the season. Bottom line, too, Dino, is what little breeze there is. I mean, it's cool, but what little breeze there is right now is that you would have the wind at your back. And we saw Albers before teeing through. Certainly knows very classy. I want to point out for both squads right now. Both squads, Berkshire and Lutheran West, of course, Lutheran West, a school with the spiritual, religious overtones. Both teams are kneeling now, waiting for the injured player to be attended to.
And the young man is up and walking off the field in his own power. It's Donald Reese, who's the defensive tackle. And he plays defensive tackle.
I was going to say, what is it, about 160?
145.
Okay, 145. I think 160 if you dip him in the pool for a second with all his gear on.
3rd and 7 for the Longhorns here coming up from the Berkshire 33. It's 55 degrees here in Rocky River tonight.
I agree. I was walking out of the house early this morning, about 6:30. I said, I better grab kind of a thick pullover just in case.
Yes. That was smart.
But hospitality, we cannot thank the great people of Lutheran West.
Yeah, Ryan Miller and his staff have been just great all week here getting ready for this game. 3rd and 7 Longhorns. Kim to the shotgun. He's got Eddie Lewis behind him to the right. Kim to throw. He's got time. He throws, and Lewis tries to make a rolling catch, and I think he did at the 29-yard line.
But had to get to his knees, and then he's down. Yeah, he'll be down immediately.
Gain of 4, so it'll bring up a 4th and 3 at the Badger 29-yard line.
4th and 3, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the sleight of the hand we've seen from Kim, with a lot of the motion we've seen from the fake jet sweeps, and also, like I said, it looks like a triple option at times.
So we'll see here. They're keeping Eddie Lewis will stay in. Bradley's not in there. They'll check. Hunter Albers will check in and play one of the receivers. He and Luke Sword will go out wide to the left, and then you've got Parker wide right. 4th and 3 for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 29. And before Lewis can get the handoff, we've got flags and whistles.
I believe someone from Berkshire jumped.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be against Lutheran West.
Yeah, so instead of 4th and 3, make it 4th down and 8.
A little bit more, but I'm going to guarantee they're still going to go for it.
Yeah.
Anticipation that time, which tells me the Berkshire player timed it perfectly. Yep. That shot through the gap.
We saw that earlier with Lutheran West doing that to Berkshire when Berkshire was driving around this point of the field. 40 seconds and counting to go here in the first quarter. 4th and 8 for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 34-yard line. Empty backfield for Austin Kim. Bunch package to the right. Kim looked like he was going to punt it, rolling right. And he's going to run and be hit out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Flag on that.
He was very, very close to what would have been, and you may hear some fans in front of us yelling for a flag.
I'm asking for a flag on that.
Yeah, it's going to be. But it looked like instead of going for it, Kim wanted to try to pooch punt it, but there was so much pressure in, he had to basically eat the football. He took it to the 34, and that's where Berkshire will start with 23 seconds to go in the quarter.
Berkshire just has not generated offense yet today. We'll see what happens. Are they going to go back between the line? Dino, but with the small offensive line, that can't be your forte. Pounding it between the tackles.
All right, Jake Brown looks over to his coach, Josh DeWeese, and he's ready to go in first down. Rolls right, fires. Pass is caught at the 37-yard line for a short pickup. That's Josh Barsakowski on the catch. And it'll bring up a second down and about 7, and that's probably going to do it for the quarter.
Yeah, what the Badgers need to do is movement out of their quarterback. They need to spread a little bit because definitely they can't do it right in the middle of the field.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see. It's the official. I was going to say, I think everybody here except for the players on the field know the quarter is over. That'll do it to the end of 1. Lutheran West on the touchdown run by Jonathan Bradley from 7 yards out. They lead Berkshire 7-0 in our WKYC.com game of the week. And this is big.
Week 6. Is that unbelievable?
It's week number 6. And, you know, Tyler Carey was just texting me. We're going to start to get some scores in. And, you know, this game is so important for both teams because the way, whether you're talking about Lutheran West in Division 4, Region 14, or Berkshire in Division 5, Region 17, there are so many second-level points up for grabs with this win tonight. You know, if you don't win this game, you may still win your conference or whatever, but you know, getting in the postseason is going to be difficult because of where you're at.
You got to be one of the top 8.
Yeah.
So where are they right now, Dino?
Lutheran West is 10th.
Okay.
In Region 14, and you got Berkshire in a tie for 9th with 2 teams tied for 7th. At least according to Joe Itel. So you know they're right on the fringe. Is Berkshire. So this game is so important for both these teams. In a Week 6 game, you'd say, well, you still got half the season, but both these teams, and you kind of could feel it when you were talking to both coaches. Everybody understands the importance of this game. Brown's going to keep it on second down. He'll cross the 40 and take it out near the 42-yard line. I think Nolan Ragland came over to make that tackle for Lutheran West. Also got some help from Michael Reddick. And it'll be 3rd down and 2.
I'll tell you what, I'm laughing because that time I'm not quite sure who it was, but one of the tacklers was a Reddick that jumped on his back.
I think it was Reddick.
Reddick jumped on his back, and they high-loaded him that time, but it was a legal one.
So 3rd and short here for the Badgers, 3rd and 2. Berkshire will stay in that pistol look. Pennypacker will stand behind quarterback Jake Brown, who throws, passes deflected and incomplete. Was looking on a little slant to Blake Jenkins and couldn't pull it in and got broken up by Xavier Burns, and it brings up another 4th and short for Berkshire, and they've not hesitated to go for it, but now they are going to kick it away here.
Well, I like Burns, a lot of passion. I don't know if you noticed, once he popped the ball, he kind of pushed it straight up in the air, hoping one of his mates could get to it and get the pick.
Luke Sword back for the Longhorns.
Ben Wasson will punt it away. Luke Sword stands in single safety at his own 25. Wasson this year averaging about 27 yards per punt, as long as 46.
He's got some wind at his back, though. Let's see how we can tee this one up.
High snap. Wasson pulls it down. A flag comes down, and it's a short kick.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to roll to a dead stop at the 35-yard line of the Longhorns.
One of the Berkshire players ran over. It was like, not like me golfing. You're kicking the ball back on the fairway, but he put his foot to the ball. Did you see that, to try to push it back a couple inches?
That looked like one of my. That looked like one of my chip shots. Menor is leading Solon 7-0 in the second quarter. Euclid leads Strongsville 14-3. That's in the first, and then games that have some playoff implications for these two teams. Mogador on top of Rootstown 14-0 in the first quarter. Tuslaw leading Orville 7-6. Wow.
Boy, Orville's running back is something special.
Yeah, Orville's great. It's not about a great program, but they're getting all they can handle from Tuslaw tonight. Bellevue leads Norwalk 14-7. Keystone over Black River 7-6. And Northwest and CVCA are scoreless in the first.
It's interesting because so many
penalty, by the way, is declined apparently,
and a lot of great action going on. A lot to play for too. And I've always felt, as a senior, once you hit the halfway mark, you realize your mortality as a football player. I like it when my son even said to me he was fortunate to play 4 years of college. He goes, Dad, when you're done playing football, you're done playing football. Yeah. There are no softball leagues,
As Kim will roll left on the fake, looks to throw, fires, and it's incomplete. As the wide receiver fell down, he's claiming he was forced down. It was intended for Hunter Albers, and a late flag does come down. Albers was apparently able to sell the official on an interference downfield, and we'll get the flag here in a second. It'll be a first down here for the Longhorns.
Dino, you can't throw a flag 5 seconds after the play. No. It looks like they got their legs tagged legitimately. I understand, but he's getting an Academy Award on that one, and I don't blame him. Yes. I do the same thing, but that's not a good flag.
No, I agree. Agreed.
I want to hit you with this, too.
Longhorns will take it, sir, for sure.
Last week, I was fortunate enough to call the Holben SVSM game. 6 referees. You only have 5 today. They're smaller schools. Last Saturday, some of the D1 schools went to a full college crew, 7.
Really?
Yes.
As Lewis will get the carry on first down to the 45, and he'll run out of bounds at the Berkshire 44 for about a gain of 5. Tyler Carey and I were talking about it. Did St. V ended up with 17 yards of total offense? Was that?
Yes. I'm going to tell you something. Here's what happened. The running backs, they have a great offensive line.
Yes.
But they pound. Well, if they can't pound, they really can't get outside. And when the Holben was also using the D-train, Diamante train, and they're running back as a linebacker, and they have a big nose tackle, nice size ends. They get 8, 9, 10, 11 guys to the ball each time. Yeah, they could not move the football.
Eddie Lewis gets the carry on second down, and he'll take it right to the first down. Well, they may actually have him a little bit short, just inside the 40. And they're not even going to measure.
2 feet short.
Yeah, third and about 2 feet. Short. As wholesale substitutions, Jimmy Browning comes in, and a couple other Longhorns come in. In fact, I think they just brought Reddick in. Michael Reddick comes in.
Michael's in too.
Yeah, he essentially will be the fullback on this play. Third down, he's the fullback as Kim will go under center. Lewis is the tailback.
I like
double
seeing
tights.
that.
Kim will keep it. Big hole inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And a first down for Lutheran West.
What could be better? You got a fullback behind you, the tailback hands on his hips, and bang, you just run right behind center. The last thing Berkshire expected them to do.
Much I gotta tell you, Sean Kessel, the center, must have just destroyed his man because the amount of space that Kim had on that quarterback keeper was amazing. Put the ball now at the Berkshire 34, 1st and 10 Longhorns. So stay in the eye. Kim will give to Reddick as flag goes down. Reddick with a couple of nice moves there. He'll take it inside the 30-yard line, but I would expect this will come back for a holding. And
Reddick was stopped at the line of scrimmage. You keep your legs moving. You keep them churning, and that's how he got upfield. But the bottom line is this one is coming back.
Luke Sword will check in. Jimmy Browning will check out as they mark off the holding penalty.
I'm waiting for that pass from Kim to Sword yet.
Yeah.
I like to get him.
We've seen that single coverage.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think the problem is when they've tried to look that way, Kim just hasn't had enough time to throw the football.
good pursuit by both defenses against the quarterback.
Very impressive. So that holding penalty will make it a 1st and 18 now for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 42. As Kim will throw, fires over the middle, pass deflected and caught at the 15, at the 10, at the 5-yard line where it will be 1st and goal. Ball came down. He's down. Came out, but he is down. It will be 1st and goal. Isaiah Parker on that catch.
And here's what's phenomenal. And just about the whole play, it was deflected by the Berkshire player, but for Isaiah to have the concentration to stay with that football, Dino, you don't see that on D1 college level, let alone this level of high school.
1st and goal Longhorns. Parker will go out wide to the right. Kim will operate from the pistol, but he's got Reddick to his right. He's got Lewis to the left.
Oh, he's loaded up back there.
1st and goal. The give. Lewis, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's in. Touchdown, Lutheran West. Eddie Lewis with his 6th touchdown of the year, and the Longhorns lead it 13-0.
5-yard Eddie Lewis run. Boy, blocking was phenomenal. Just hit the line, and he was in the end zone.
Boy, but that pass to Isaiah Parker, and that's just a heady catch. On a 1st and 18 after that holding penalty, really comes back and helps the Longhorns.
They wanted to get it back. They wanted to get it back in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I respect the heck out of that by Coach Petroff.
As the extra point coming here for Hunter Albers, 8:42 to play in the first half. Lutheran West now leading it 13-0. As Alberts awaits the snap here, Kim is the holder.
I like to see how much gets behind that football once it goes through.
Good snap and hold. The kick is up. And Albers puts it through.
Do you agree another 30-yard field goal on that extra point?
And fundamentally, the snap and hold are like clockwork. Best I've seen this year in terms of the fundamentals on a snap hold kick. 14-0 Lutheran West here with a big home game. They lead Berkshire, and now the Badgers, Munch. The problem has been they just can't seem to get around this Lutheran West speed of their defense, the speed and the size of their defense.
Because their line is based on speed.
Yeah.
It's being countered right now. They get down much more. They're going to have to start throwing the football, but we've seen already, Brown does not have time to throw.
Yeah. I mean, they have it in their arsenal to come back and throw the football. And being down 14 normally isn't a problem, but if you don't have time to throw, you don't have time to throw, and that's been a big problem here for Lutheran West. And the other problem, for Berkshire, the other problem has been that turnover on the fumble led directly to a Lutheran West touchdown. Now, the one thing that has worked tonight for Berkshire has been the kickoff returns for Josh Trabuzzo. He's back deep at the 10-yard line to await this kick from Albers.
We'll see what Josh does this time. Again, young man, if you're on the outside, you're going to push it up the gut to try to really get it going. Albers into the wind a bit. We'll see if he gets this one deep.
And see if Berkshire can get some good field position as Albers will try to squib it here and angles it away from Trabuzzo. Ball was picked up by Blake Jenkins, but Jenkins was trying to run laterally at the 20 and got pushed back to about the 15-yard line. Tackle on special teams made by Elijah Burns.
I'll tell you what this is called right now. Momentum.
Yes.
All right, all going the Longhorns' way. And even if you're Berkshire, you're thinking, we're going to get a ball at least on our 35-yard line. Not.
20-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 20, so first and 10.
That was fortunate.
Yeah, it was. I was going to say.
Forward progress?
Yeah. Bit of a gift there, but the Badgers will take it. Now they've got to go to work. Let's see if Ryan Pennypacker can get things going here for the Badgers.
He needs to break one or two.
Yes.
And I say, it doesn't have to be 40, 50 yards, but get 5-6 yards on your first carry. That sets you up a little bit better on second down.
Evan McDermott, the tight end in the slot, 2 receivers right on first down. Here comes Pennypacker. Up the gut, crosses the 20 and out to the 24-yard line.
4 tops, yeah.
You'll take that. 4 yards on the pickup, second down and 6.
Pennypacker, the ball carrier.
As the Longhorns do a good job stringing it out. Second down and 6 as we approach 8 minutes to play here in the first half.
High school football at its finest.
Yes, it is.
Playing for the name on the front of the jersey, my friend.
Out of the pistol. McDermott, the tight end, will shift to the left on second down. Pennypacker gets the carry again, and he'll move the pile out near the 29.
Third and 1?
About a yard and a half short.
Yeah. long 1.5. Short 2, long 1.
Yeah, they put it.
Whoa!
Yeah, they put it behind the 28.
You're talking more than 2 yards now.
That was not as favorable as the kickoff return. 3rd and a long 2 now for Berkshire. Same look. McDermott slot left. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left here for the Badgers. Desperately in need of a first down, trailing 14-0. Out of the pistol. Brown to throw. To the left side, and the pass was caught and then dropped right at the first down marker. Evan McDermott, the tight end, had it, was trying to spin with it, and couldn't hang on. 4th down and 2.
And that ball was precariously just kind of hanging there for a second on his hands. Boy, Lutheran Westbury's DB didn't see it, but he could have picked that one off and been in the end zone.
Well, missed opportunity for the Badgers, and they're going to have to punt.
Great field position now coming their way for the Lutheran West Longhorns. We'll see if they try to strike again quickly.
As Wasan will kick it away. And Luke Sword this time will stand in single safety at his 43-yard line.
Dino, the punter is only 7 yards back from...
Hey, I noticed that now that you said that. Very interesting. Good snap.
That's why you got me here, right?
Kick away. It's high, but again, it's short. Sword will back off, and it's going to go out of bounds right in front of us at about the 41-yard line of the Longhorns.
So you're talking a 30-yard punt, 31-yard punt.
It's not aesthetically beautiful, but they'll take it. It's about as average.
Had the hang time. You do want to keep that in bounds. So.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what Lutheran West does here, because the last 2 times, though, they've had the football, they have moved it at will.
And they've not been afraid to throw the football, even though the bread and butter all year has been on the ground with Bradley and Lewis, each who have scored touchdowns tonight. But, Austin Kim has had, when he's had time to throw, he's been effective.
Like him a lot.
Got a nice bounce from Parker earlier in the game, too.
Like him a lot.
Kim will be in the shotgun on 1st and 10, trips to the right, and he goes back to throw. Looks left, throws left. Oh, Lewis is wide open. Oh, he threw it to the wrong side of him, incomplete at the 42-yard line.
And guess what? Lewis catches that ball. He is
That's a 60-yard touchdown.
Races. Yes. He's stuck behind a safety and corner. Actually, the 4 DBs were talking for a second from Berkshire, saying that we can't let that happen again.
They'll look at the film tomorrow. Austin Kim will be sick.
Oh,
That's a touchdown right there. 2nd and 10. Now, if you're the Badgers here, Munch, you're just sitting there going, please get a turn. We need a turnover, something to get the momentum shifted their way.
7:03 left in the half. They hold here and come back with a score. It's a different ballgame.
And on a delay give, it's Lewis, and he is going to be trapped in the backfield and put down for a significant loss.
7-yard loss.
Back to the 34-yard line.
Oh, one of the big boys was in there, definitely getting the job done.
Yeah, coming in, Sean Catley, 6'4", 380 pounds. I'm not making that up, folks.
So I saw that when I was doing my study.
380.
That's it. And the young man moved.
Yes.
He motored.
Loss of 6, 3rd and 16. Kim being blitzed, in trouble, back to the 20. He looks, he's hit, he throws, and the pass is dropped. It would have been intercepted at the 35-yard line. Zach Nihas had it go right through his fingers and couldn't hold on the interception.
2 things on that. Austin Kim, as a senior, cannot throw that football in that situation. And then conversely, I know you're not expecting the ball to come to you.
Yes.
But that's why you have the tip drills. That's why you have a ball being thrown at you 15, 20 times after practice.
Trabuzzo will go in single safety inside his 40-yard line to await this punt from Jeremiah Stover. Stover averaging 28 yards per punt this season. 6:21 now to play in the second quarter.
Trabuzzo's going to take one to the house sooner or later tonight, Dino.
Low snap. And Stover gets it away. Trabuzzo with the catch at his 39, steps up to the 40, and he'll be put down right at the 40-yard line. Good coverage downfield by Lutheran West. But Berkshire gets the stop they needed on the defensive side, and the offense with a little bit of field position now at about their own 40-yard line.
You don't want to go down 3 scores. That's number 1. Number 2, they must do something now. If they can't get the running game on track to Pennypacker, they're going to have to roll Brown out because his receivers have not been open either.
No. Boy, but if Nihas could have only caught that, gotten that interception.
Oh, they'd be on the 35-yard line.
At least. All right. Jake Brown and company ready to go now. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Pennypacker will move to the right of Brown out of the pistol with 2 receivers on the left side. Fake to Pennypacker. Brown to throw over the middle. Pass is dropped and almost intercepted. Evan McDermott, the tight end, had it go through his fingers. And then on the flip side for Lutheran West, Hunter Albers nearly had the interception.
You have to catch that football, number one. But number two, that was almost the reverse of what we had for Lutheran West.
Yes,
earlier,
you're right.
The defender had it, and then Lewis caught the football. That time, the receiver let it go off his hands. A couple times, guys would say, wait a minute, this ball's not supposed to be right in my hands, and they haven't been able to pull it in, offense or defense.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the throw there from Brown.
No.
It was on target to McDermott.
Best throw of the night?
Yeah, I agree with you. 2nd and 10 for Berkshire. And they will go with a jet sweep. Here's Barsikowski running left side. Well, leapt over a Lutheran West Longhorn and went out of bounds at about the 47-yard line of the Badgers. So give him 7 on the pickup. Joe Barsikowski, the senior wide receiver, with some good moves there running the football.
And, Dino, we need to let people know, especially someone who just texted my phone, that Berkshire is the high school for Burton.
You knew that. For the
We
city
knew
of
that,
Burton?
but
Yeah.
people listening to us right now on
Yeah.
WKYC.com, we're just wondering where
Yeah,
Berkshire was.
Berkshire is in Burton. All right, good question. I like that. As they'll go to Pennypacker on 2nd down.
run.
He'll get the 1st down inside the 50, and he'll take it to the Longhorn 48-yard line.
Ball carrier.
It's a good 5-yard pickup for Pennypacker. And
Very nice pickup.
5'10", 210-pounder, and you know
That's a load.
you can ride him. You know, he's a guy you can ride in a game and say, hey, go win us the game. As I said, he's averaging 7 yards a carry. He's already scored 11 touchdowns this year.
Tyler Segro checks back in for the Lutheran West Longhorns. They're trying to keep some of the guys fresh on defense.
Yeah, a lot of two-way players on this team. Pennypacker will move out to the right. Brown sets up a middle screen and nobody home at the 45-yard line. Was fortunate it wasn't intercepted. I don't know who he was throwing it to over there.
They let the wall of defenders in, which you have to do to make the screen happen. The only problem is there was no one there whatsoever. You would think that time that the person who was going to get the screen just couldn't get to the spot.
One thing for Berkshire, they're playing without Chris Groudle, who's one of their best players, a junior wide receiver, who is a threat both as a runner and as a receiver.
Great stats this year.
He's out with an injury, so he's not available tonight. 2nd down, pitch out, Pennypacker left side, and he'll go to the 45. Got pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line, but a good run on 2nd down by Ryan Pennypacker. And I think they're going to mark it just shy of the 40. We'll see for sure here. But it'll be 3rd down and manageable here for Berkshire. They'll mark it at the 42, so give them 6. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Badgers.
Again, if they do not go down in scores at the end of the game, no. But this makes things much more manageable with their offensive play calling.
I was going to say,
Josh on defense.
Josh DeWeese has a lot more options in this kind of a call here. McDermott will go tight left here as the tight end now. He'll shift to the right. 2 receivers on the right here for the Badgers. 1 receiver left, that's Matt Pulitzer. 3rd down and 4 for the Badgers.
Coaching
Lutheran West
staff
42.
changing things around. They saw something on defense.
Out of the pistol, it's Pennypacker getting the carry. He'll move the pile to the close to the 40.
2 yards, I'm thinking, tops.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down again. Another 4th and short for the Badgers. They'll mark it at the 41, actually, so only give them a yard there. So whatever they saw, apparently Lutheran West saw as well. And it'll be 4th down in about 3 with under 5 minutes to go here in the second
That's
quarter.
what coaches will tell you. The most fun part is making a move. The other guy counters, and then some guys say, dang it, he beat me on that move. He checkmated me.
All right, the Badgers with another 4th down opportunity here. 4th and short. Back to throw Brown. He's got 3 men coming in, and he'll be sacked back at the 50-yard line.
He was manhandled that time by the defense of Lutheran West. They came flying in, and not very big guys threw him to the ground.
Tyler Segro with the sack for Lutheran West all the way. They're going to mark it at the Badger. Well, let's see, they're going to mark it at the Badger 49-yard line. Huge play by Tyler Segro and the Lutheran West defense. Brown never had a chance. He had 3 black jerseys in his face.
It makes it tough, yeah. It makes it real tough. You know, I've seen this on our pro team occasionally.
Yes.
They're going to have to try 1-step drop and hit a quick slant.
Yep.
That's all they're going to be able to do.
And Pennypacker is going to have to be more of a blocker instead of a receiver. On 1st down, As the give is run left side, it's Bradley. Oh, and Bradley got nailed at the 45-yard line and all the way back to the 49. But they'll give him forward progress to about the 46. For Berkshire, it was cornerback Josh Trabuzzo who came in and made the big stick on Jonathan Bradley.
But you know what happened? Trabuzzo made the big stick with his shoulder pad, but once you do that, you got to wrap. He didn't wrap, and there were still some signs of life in that ball carrier.
I remember in a past life doing high school football, giving away a big stick of the game back in the day.
Johnnyville Slugger. Johnnyville Woods, though. Pardon me.
Johnnyville. That would have deserved one there.
Oh, yeah.
Kim to throw on second down. Lofts one down the left side for Parker, and it's incomplete at the 20-yard line. He was well covered by Trabuzzo, and it sets up a 3rd down and 8.
I'm glad you talked about well covered, because what is well covered? If you're farthest shoulder from the quarterback's exposed, good chance he can put it there. Trabuzzo was just past the receiver, and when you try to lead him, you're not going to complete it.
Berkshire will take a timeout. That's their first of this first half. 3:45 to go before halftime. Lutheran West on top, 14-0. Touchdown runs from Jonathan Bradley and Eddie Lewis so far for the Longhorns. And
the two-headed running back
monster doing exactly what they are scouted to do. Berkshire's best drive came after a kickoff return by Josh Trabuzzo, put it in the Lutheran West territory. They got inside the Longhorn 30 to start the football game, could not punch it in. And really since then, offensively, the Badgers have done very little. They've just had a hard time against this Lutheran West defense. As we said coming in, the Longhorns defensively were only giving up 186 yards of total offense on average per game.
Wow.
And 11 points per game. They've been very stingy all year.
They gave away the game at Lutheran East.
Yes.
What did they give away, 21 on that?
Yeah.
And that was it. You know, something else, too, when you talk about great football games, not far from here in any way, shape, or form in Bay Village. Holy Name in Bay Village going at it.
That's a huge game. It is 3rd and 8 for Lutheran West at the Badger 47 out of the timeout. Shotgun for Kim. Rolling left. Pressured. Throws. And the pass is caught at the 34-yard line by Isaiah Bradley and a first down. And if he doesn't make the catch, you got a Berkshire player coming in who almost stepped over to make the interception, but instead Parker makes the catch and it's a first down.
Making the catch by walking the tightrope again. It was beautiful. Got the feet in, dotted the I's. You don't need to dot one, but you got them both.
Parker came into tonight with 4 catches on the year. He's made a couple of dandies tonight. Here comes Bradley on the carry to the 30, steps inside, 25-20 to the 15, and down inside the 15-yard line, near the 13-yard line. Jonathan Bradley with a big pickup for Lutheran West, and they're knocking on the door again.
And Dino, what surprised me for a young high school lad, Bradley got through the line. He cut left, he cut right, he cut left again.
Well, flag must have been a flag. It must have been there was a flag down, and
they're all walking back on one of those cuts, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because if you're up there blocking, all of a sudden he cuts your other way, and the guy turns his back to you.
The penalty happened. It must have been a holding, I assume, at the 22. Okay. So they marked it back to the
32?
Berkshire 32-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 7.
1st and 7 for the Longhorns.
Boy, that was a great run.
Yeah, it really was.
Perhaps the hold helped spring him.
Yes.
I was talking at
least the final 10. Kim to throw on 1st and 7. Lofts one, left side, Parker. Actually make that Bradley inside the 15-yard line. He got it out to the 11-yard line on a wheel route.
Oh, my, beautiful pass and catch. You couldn't throw a ball any better than that.
That was, you talk about on the money.
Through a tight window, and again, great coverage.
Yeah.
If Berkshire's done one thing tonight, they've covered the receivers and the backs out of the backfield brilliantly, but boy, Kim threaded the needle.
Yeah, Jonathan Bradley on the reception on the wheel route, and it will be now 1st and 10 for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 12-yard line. Kim turns, gives. It's Bradley, and he'll be stood up at the 11 and pushed back after a gain of 1 as we go into 3 minutes to play in the first half. Berkshire desperately trying to keep the Longhorns out of the end zone.
I would think right here, in the worst-case scenario for Lutheran West, it's an Albers field goal.
Yes. 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 for the Longhorns from the 11-yard
But those messenger receivers keep coming in and out along with the backs.
Yeah, Luke Sword checks out. Parker will go out wide right here for the Longhorns.
One-on-one solo.
Yep.
We said what Parker could do.
Both now Lewis and Bradley are in the backfield. And they'll counter it to Bradley, and Bradley's going to get stood up back at the 15-yard line.
Good defensive surge that time.
Yeah, Zach Nihas on the tackle. Timeout called by Berkshire. They've got one more remaining with 2:20 to play here in the first half. But I think the thinking for Josh DeWeese is if we can get a stop here, and it'll be 3rd and long. If we get a stop here, we'll stop the clock again and give our offense maybe an opportunity. Even if Lutheran West would kick a field goal, the offense would still have an opportunity before halftime.
You go in at even 14-0. I mean 17-0. That is 3 scores.
Yeah,
but you go in
14-0 feels a lot better.
It's everybody's ball game still.
It's going to be a loss back to the 16, so it's the Nihas TFL. So 3rd and 14 for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 16-yard line. 2:20 to play, first half. Again, the Badgers now to 1 timeout remaining. Lutheran West has all of their timeouts.
Nihas has been all over today, Dino, doing his thing in a big, big way.
Man, he's a nice player. 5'11", 200-pound senior. Really one of the leaders on this Berkshire defense. A team, Berkshire really dominated by their juniors. That's one thing they talked to their coaches about. We'll get to that more. 3rd and long. They'll go Kim rolling left, hit as he throws, and is incomplete looking in the back of the end zone for Jimmy Browning. But Kim was being flushed out and had to get rid of it. Andy McKinney, the linebacker, was chasing him.
Pass rush by both teams has been phenomenal today because the guys in the trenches are getting beat, allowing other folks to come in. But the big man was a load to handle there, the 380-pounder Catley for Berkshire.
All right, they're going to mark this down at the 23 here for Kim. So it's a 33-yard field goal attempt for Hunter Albers. Trying to stretch this lead. Good snap and hold. Albers kick up. On its way. Plenty of distance.
Wow. It is good. 33-yard field goal for Albers. Well, Dino, we said he had about 40 yards on those extra points.
Yeah, 33 on that field goal. And Lutheran West extends their lead now to 17-0 with 2:08 to play in the first half. Now, the one thing, though, by being economical with the clock for Berkshire, Josh DeWeese now has a timeout remaining, and he has got some time for his offense here to try to do something before halftime.
Do you want to take a chance so because throwing the football, the last 2 of the 3 passes should have been picked. I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but they were in the hands of Lutheran West defenders.
I'm with you, Munch. If you're going to throw it, at least at this juncture,
you have to throw it.
The one step, one step drop slant throws.
Yeah.
What do they call those? What do they call those? SBO?
What it says? The SRO.
That's all of a sudden become the rage. Now I kept hearing that the other night.
But you know, it gets me. You have people using it that have no idea what they're talking about.
I know. Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to get the definitive for you here, Dino, because I have it stored on my phone.
It's crazy.
Do you leave me storing things on my phone?
I know.
Is it about a piece of paper?
That is. If you've known Munch as long as I have, you know that's pretty amazing.
I like technology, but I prefer not to use it.
Albers will get a kick away from Tribuzzo, and ball is on the turf, and Berkshire will pick it up, and Tribuzzo is going to have to eat it back to the 18-yard line. Blake Jenkins just wasn't able to pick it up, and Tribuzzo ended up grabbing it. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Badgers, shy of the 20-yard line.
Dino, RPO.
I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
Run
RPO.
Pass option, yes.
I knew you'd know what I was talking about, but it's become all of a sudden the rage, that term now. And it's the pro football focusing of the game that apparently it's a new term. But those types of short, quick drops here. Mm-hmm. I would think if Berkshire is going to throw, they're going to have to do that. Anything longer has just been a nightmare for them tonight because of this rush by Lutheran West.
And get a man in stride underneath the D and see what happens. Pennypacker.
Yeah, Pennypacker will get the carry and a nice run, his best of the night to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 7. Clock still moving, 1:50 to go, first half. 2nd and about 3. Just haven't been able to get him to bust a big one yet. And I emphasize yet. But the Badgers have to have a little bit more urgency here. Clock running, 1:35, 1:34 to go. 2nd and 3.
It's a lot of activity with all the high school scores back in the station.
I know, right? Low snap, Fake to Pennypacker, and Brown lofts one left side. He goes into the bench, incomplete.
Why did he loft one? Because he got hammered from behind.
Because, yeah, guess who? Tyler Segro again.
He's at 33 from the
Number
25-yard line.
55 has been chasing Jake Brown all night long. 3rd and 3. Clock stops with 1:19 to go.
It's interesting. You have the repeat offenders, and Seagrove's definitely one of them.
Yeah. Between Segro and Reddick, they have been everywhere in that defensive line tonight. 3rd and 3. Trips left side. One receiver near side for Berkshire. Rolling left is Brown. He'll loft one way up in the air. Up for grabs, and it's intercepted. I have no idea why he threw that ball the way he did. It was intercepted by Lutheran West. Jake Sword has it. And Luke Sword, I said Jake Sword. I'm sorry. Luke Sword has it at the 43-yard line of Berkshire.
Exactly what we said was going to happen. It wasn't a bold prediction. It was just from what we were seeing. The receiver was streaking on field. You throw that one on the rope far, he threw it up for grabs.
Right.
You know, I'm laughing because
it was a pop-up.
Sword was like, I haven't caught anything on offense yet. I'll pull this one in.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden the Longhorns, with all timeouts remaining,
you got to strike here. You got to
leading
put
by
this one away
17,
right now. Yeah.
can really go in the driver's seat here before halftime. And they'll get the ball to start the second half. Shotgun for Kim. Bradley to his right. First down. Kim to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 47-yard line. That is a coverage sack by the Berkshire Badgers, and the Longhorns will have to spend a timeout. They've got 2 remaining with a minute to go. It's going to be a loss of about 5.
I do have to point something out, though. He held the ball so long, the blocker, no idea that the coverage would be that tight. The blocker was pushing his guy. You hesitate for a second, and bang, came around him and sacked.
I think that was Peter Brent on the sack for Berkshire. And it'll be 2nd and 15.
Dino, he had a good 4,000 count.
He did. Yeah. I mean, I was kept thinking, I'm like, this is the first time he's had that much time to throw, that suddenly the pocket collapsed quickly. But good job by the secondary for Berkshire there to help their teammates get the sack.
When he went down quick.
You said earlier tonight, I mean, that's been one thing that's been true for both teams. The pass rush has been outstanding for both teams.
And that means the blockers have to tighten up a little bit there.
Lutheran West has picked up a couple of turnovers tonight, a fumble recovery, and then the Sword interception. They've got a 2nd and 15 at the Berkshire 47. 1 minute to go before halftime, and they're already leading at 17-0.
Well, the Horns wanted to strike quickly after that last turnover, but they were not able to with the sack.
Ball at the right hash. Here's Kim to throw. Again, he's got time. Fires one left side. Pass is intercepted at the 35-yard line to the 40. Down the right sideline. There he goes. Blake Jenkins, 20, 15, 10, 5. It's a pick 6 touchdown for the Berkshire Badgers.
I want to say at least 65 yards on that one. Oh, my.
The ball, it was, one of those deflections, and Blake Jenkins, once he had the interception, my partner read it perfectly. The sideline was wide open, and Berkshire, instead of going down before halftime by 24 or 20, they get the pick 6 and the touchdown, and now can cut the deficit to 10 with an extra point. So I think it's going to be Ben Wasson to kick the extra point here. At least I thought that was Ben.
Is that Lexi?
Wasson. No, it's not Lexi. Lexi Boyk has been one of their extra point kickers, but I think it's Wasson to kick the extra point. Off the hold of Jake Brown. High snap. Ball's pulled down. The kick is up. It's a pop-up kick, but it has the distance, and it is good.
That's what counts. Did it go through?
That's what counts. 17-7 after the Blake Jenkins pick 6 for the Berkshire Badgers. And all of a sudden now, if you're Berkshire, you're sitting there going, whew, just what we needed, that momentum. It's been all turnovers tonight. The momentum has really kind of been dictated by the turnovers. And for Lutheran West, to our right, you could hear a slamming by the coaches because...
We have the Lutheran West coaches up on our level here in the press box.
Because that's a missed opportunity right there and a big momentum shift going to the other way.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Petroff and his Longhorns do now. Do they try to come back and strike with 2 timeouts left and counted that score. I've always felt like, you scored, we're to come back and get one more and put it on you. However, they don't want to make another mistake to tighten us up even more so.
Because you said the pass rush, if anything tonight, I mean, that's been the dominant part of the game. You don't want to put your quarterback in a position where you could have a turnover like that.
Great crowd on the Lutheran West side. Berkshire, nice crowd, too, for traveling all that distance.
About an hour and 20-minute ride to come down here from Geauga County out from the Burton area.
Now you're making me hungry for one of those pancake dinners at the firehouse.
No kidding.
With the syrup right for the trees on Town Square.
Watson to kick it off here for Berkshire. Back deep, it's Bradley, it's Lewis. And a little squib kick. And it's going to be Bradley at the 20 to the 25 to the 26-yard line. And put down there. Well, that might answer the question of what they might do here. As it'll be 1st and 10, Lutheran West at their own 26.
Go in.
I would think.
Up by 10. It's interesting, too, because there was a big lane in the middle of the field, and I'll give tribute again to the Berkshire special teams. Love watching special teams, Dino. They close that thing up in a hurry.
Well, we've been, if you're anywhere in Ohio and you're following the Ohio State Buckeyes, I think we've all been kind of molded to watch special teams. Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer.
Urban's left something to be desired the last couple of years.
And from a guy, Urban prided himself on being the coach of the special teams. Kim will go on the ground on first down. It's Lewis to the 30. Lewis to the 35 gets a first down to the 36-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 29 seconds to go. Lutheran West will take a timeout, and so get a first down and 11 yards for Eddie Lewis.
Take a timeout.
Yeah,
let it tick away.
Yeah.
Well, you got it. You might as well use this. They got one more, so maybe we'll get one more timeout after this.
So maybe because they got the first down run, maybe they'll take a shot downfield here. But again, you don't want to. You just had a pick six, so you don't want to invite another danger for Austin Kim. By the way, his 7th interception of the year. That one not necessarily his fault, but it's painful nonetheless here for Lutheran West. Is they look poised to go on top 20-0 or 24-0 the way things were going here before halftime, and instead the momentum is completely shifted to Berkshire.
You want to talk about football weather? This is football weather. Yeah, the hits might feel you might feel them a little bit more when it's crisp like this. But Dino, just think, tomorrow when we get up, it'll be in the 40s.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Good sleeping.
Thank you, Betsy Kling. Thank you, Holly Travis. Thank you, Michael Estimate.
Right. And Matt Wintz.
Yes.
And I don't forget Jason Frazier. We just added we have 5 forecasters on our staff now. Nobody's leaving.
Wait, hold on. How many sports people? That's near and dear to me.
We have 2. Give to Lewis. Flag goes down.
That was a big
Second flag goes down to the 36-yard line. Jimmy Donovan and Nick Camino. Well, but of course we have our great, Yak, David Kinder, Pat Chiesa, our producers. But we have our 2 on-air people, Jimmy and Nick. This will be a flag against Longhorns.
If I may say,
an injured Berkshire player down at the 31-yard line.
My soul-and-common brother, Nick Camino.
Yes. He was so devastated, was Camino, that we weren't going to Solon this week.
Well, it's not us.
That's what I said. I said, hey, look. I said we put it on the docket here for people, but I said Comet Nation did not come to play like Berkshire and Lutheran West did. I mean, the social media, especially on Twitter, the response to even just having the game. Even just having the game as a nominee was huge by both schools, and they both really embraced this idea of us coming out here to do the game. As the young man down and being taken off is linebacker Evan McDermott, who's also the tight end on the Badger offense, and he's slow to get up. But the penalty, by the way, we'll move it back to the 18-yard line with 22 seconds to go.
You do not want to put the ball in the air down here. You don't even want to put it on the carpet. No jet sweeps. It's either a straight handoff for the quarterback.
I think
just take your knee. Take your knee.
You're up 10. Take the knee and be very content to go in with a 10-point edge at halftime.
1st and 28 for the
First and 28.
Yeah, you're not going to mess around.
No, I wouldn't think so. And Kim's going to get the snap, go to a knee.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Look, listen.
We're here to help.
Frank Petroff knows football, but we're here to help. Go to a knee. That's the best. That's the best way to go. And here's our recommendation for you now at halftime.
What's that?
Enjoy the bands. Berkshire and Lutheran West bands will entertain you. Munch and I will get the first half stats, get everything together, some scores for you, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. But enjoy the bands at halftime. This is all part of the experience for those of you who are new to the WKYC.com Game of the Week. It's not just football. It's mostly football, but it's also bands.
This
it's the
is
experience.
all part of it, yes,
it's all
indeed.
part of the package. So enjoy the bands. Let's see. We'll give the flip over. Got it? There it is. All right. Enjoy it, everybody. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. All right, as the band starts to kind of wrap up. Look at that.
You know, we talked hospitality.
Yes.
Michael King, the principal
Yes.
at Berkshire.
Yeah, I think I referred to him as the mayor at some point this week. You know, he's the mayor. He's the unofficial mayor of Burton, but he's awesome.
A lot of fun.
All right, the Lutheran West Band wraps things up. We welcome you back up top here at Lutheran West Stadium. I'm Dave DeNatale, along with Mark Munch Bishop. It's our WKYC.com high school football game of the week at halftime. Lutheran West is leading Berkshire 17-7. Lutheran West with touchdown runs from Jonathan Bradley and Eddie Lewis to go along with a field goal by Hunter Albers, and it looked like Lutheran West was going to tack on more before halftime. It led 17-0, but an interception by Blake Jenkins, taken all the way back for a touchdown, his third interception of the year, really flipped the script of this game, Munch, and now all of a sudden we get ready to start the second half in a few moments, and you know, it's a game again. It's still a two-possession game for Berkshire, but yeah, they're down 10, and now it feels like they're right back in this game. If they can shore up their pass protection, maybe they'll have an opportunity here to get out of here with a win on the road.
I understand 10 points is 2 scores. However, you just summed it up. I had Lutheran West going to the halftime 24-0.
Yeah.
Unofficially on that touchdown return by Blake Jenkins, I had him at 65 yards. I'm not quite sure where they said he picked off the pass, but he used the sideline that time to fly. And we've seen, some passes that were errant. We've seen some passes go off defenders' hands that the receivers caught. We've seen some vice versa go off receivers' hands that defenders caught. But one thing we do have to point out is that Berkshire Brown, if he's going to throw the football, he cannot throw it up for grabs.
That almost was a back-breaking mistake by Jake Brown. It just kind of lofted one up. There's up for grabs, and then there's the throw that Jake made, but it turned out to not really hurt the Badgers. Not certainly like the interception by Jenkins that was for a pick-six touchdown, as we're just about ready to start this second half.
Lutheran West will get the football. It'll be interesting to see how they attack Berkshire to start the second half. Do they want to make sure, saying, hey, let's take any signs of life they had? Since you're Berkshire right now, you got to be feeling really good about yourself.
No question. Wasson will kick it off here for Berkshire. And back deep to receive. You got two men back there on a running catch at the 15-yard line. It's Sword to the 25, to the 30. And Luke Sword will be put down at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Lutheran West at their own 30 as Austin Kim and company will get back to work on offense. And, well, they've been able to move the football. Berkshire's pass rush has, at times, caused some havoc for Austin Kim and company.
Yeah, Kim throws a great football. I'm going to tell you this too, Dino. Had it not been for the rush so far, Berkshire, there'd be another at least 2 touchdowns on the board today. Kim throws that good a ball. He's got a fleet of receivers. He could choose whoever he wants at any time, and he hasn't been able to. I want to see if the drops are going to get shorter, but he's back in the gun now.
Yeah, and Kim on first down will give to Bradley, I believe, and a good job by Berkshire to close it down quickly.
He lost a couple of yards.
Yeah, it's going to be a loss back near the 29-yard line.
No gain on the play.
Donald Reese, who was shaken up earlier in the game, good to see him back in there. He led the charge for Berkshire on that stop. It'll be second down and a long 10 as Luke Sword will check in and Eddie Lewis will check out. So an extra wide receiver for Lutheran West.
And you're hearing me correctly, 380-pound Catley now is having his way in the middle of that line.
380, and he's fast. Little sweep here for jet sweep. It's Sword left side to the 35, and he'll be taken down about a yard shy of the first down at the 38-yard line.
Great call, great play. As tight as things have been in the middle, also the Longhorns have not been able to get outside.
Zach Niehaus led the charge over on the right side. It's a yard shy of a first down, so about 9.5 on the pickup there for Luke Sword. And it's 3rd down and 1. Just getting the second half underway, 11:06 to go here in the third quarter, 17-7. It is Lutheran West leading Berkshire. And by the way, Menor is leading Solent 17-7. We'll get more scores from Tyler Carey in a moment. Out of the pistol. Yeah, on 3rd and 1, and the give, I believe that's Lewis. It's a first down to the 40 to the 41-yard line, and then Berkshire will put it down there after that.
Hey, that was great swarming. In fact, two of the Berkshire guys, if you notice, grabbed and were trying to pull him backwards.
Yeah. I mean, they were doing anything they could. It is Lewis on the carry, and it's a first down to the 42-yard line. Avon Lake shutting out Amherst at halftime, 28-0. Dan Gillis from the Chronicle Telegram.
Thank you, Dan.
Put that up. Thank you there.
Interesting,
More scores here coming up in a second.
Because Avon Lake pass rush is insane, the two defensive ends.
Boy,
one of them led by Nick Marsh.
Yeah, Matt Kostelnik has them playing good football. Eddie Lewis on the carry on first down. Squeezed about a yard or so near the 44-yard line. It'll be second down and long. All right, as promised. Menor over Solon in the third quarter, 17-7.
Okay.
Euclid leading Strongsville at halftime, 21-6. Willoughby South over Kent. How about that? Willoughby South leading Kenston, 21-14 in the third quarter.
Whoa.
That would be upset city.
Yes, very much so.
As to give us a Lewis breaks the tackle, flags fly. He takes it out to the 48 and then got pushed back there.
You had a hold right when he broke a couple.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, did he break one or one of his guys pull somebody off of him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here?
I want people to know watching on WKAC.com. I'm not assaulting Dino.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
just showing how he pulled them off.
But that's a Munch thing. Munch loves when he makes a point. He'll give you the little, sometimes a swim move, sometimes a little slap.
Oh,
you know?
baby.
That's right.
Ear hole ya?
That's right. I mean, whatever it takes.
Anything, nothing sacred.
That's right. The holding penalty will move it back to the 32-yard line. So it's really going to be now a second and about 20.
You know, the other day I was, actually a little longer than that, was with Doug Deacon, and somebody asked him something, and Deke wasn't sure, and the person gave him like kind of a weird look, and Deacon goes, listen, if you've been ear-holed 500 times in your life by Deacon Jones and Lamar Lundy.
Right. How about this much? Early in this third quarter, Lutheran West, after the penalty, has to spend a timeout. 2 more remaining.
Not enough men on the field?
Must have been something.
They weren't sure to play?
Yeah, more scores, by the way. Orville leading Tuslaw 13-7 in the third quarter.
Come back on top.
Yeah, Mogador over Rootstown 35-0 in the third.
Ooh.
Norwalk leading Bellevue 24-14 in the third quarter. Keystone over Black River 19-6 at the half. Wildcats, good football team that maybe you haven't heard much about down in LaGrange. And CVCA over Canal Fulton Northwest 14-6 in the third quarter. CVCA has a date with Orville next week.
Oh, wow.
But back to that Willoughby South, we just saw
21-14
over Kenston. I mean, just saw the Rebels last weekend. I mean, it was a tough rivalry game. They beat East Lake North 10-7. But, I mean, for them to right now be holding that Kenston offense to 14 points at this stage, and I emphasize at this stage, it's a pretty tall accomplishment.
Well, you've got the passing game. You've got Porter.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got it all.
Yeah. And pretty much everybody's back as Kim goes to throw on second and long. Puts one deep right side for Parker. Intercepted. That is picked off at the 35-yard line. Blake Jenkins with his second interception of the game. That one just up for grabs, Munchie, with Jenkins and Parker, and Jenkins had the position.
Jenkins was just stride for stride with Parker. Jenkins, Dino, I'm not going to downplay anything, and I won't say anything that I don't believe. He's as good as a cover man as I've seen all year.
Agreed.
We're in the 6th week of high school football.
And you've seen a lot of D1 and D2 talent. Yeah,
I've been doing home games every week.
Yeah, that's
I know they're D2, but
yeah, it's pretty impressive. That Blake Jenkins has 2 interceptions tonight, and Berkshire will take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Do they try to strike quickly and come back now?
Well, again, the problem is,
can he get the pass off?
Can they get the pass off?
Deep, yes.
They've got Munch, a blocker wearing 55 in the backfield. Out of the pistol, 3 in the backfield.
There's
and
someone
flag down. Somebody
jumped 55 jump because he's not used to being in the backfield.
False start against the Badgers. I'm looking. Lucas Stoddard, a 6'2", 205-pounder, almost like a fullback. Now he's going to check out because it's going to be 1st and 15. But that's an approach. He almost, as you go in the pistol, you have 3 guys back there. You know, I guess that might be helpful to try to be a blocker and pass
just start running a wishbone if you want.
Right. 1st and 15. Again, It's an empty, full backfield as they'll go to Pennypacker. He has a little room to the 25, moves the pile ahead to the 30, and he'll be put down there for a gain of 7. And he'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
But, I got my coach's hat on now. I'm thinking, do I keep running Pennypacker for a while to see if he can eat up some clock and also some yardage to get you? Because he can carry the load, there's no doubt.
And I think, again, this isn't a big offensive line for Berkshire, but, Pennypacker can usually get you 4 yards a pop. 2nd and 8 as it's right at the Berkshire 30-yard line. We're under 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Lutheran West 17, Berkshire 7. The tight end McDermott in motion as he'll go slot left. Brown will give Pennypacker. This time runs to his left. Oh, he got stumbled just as he crossed the 30 and fell forward to the 35-yard line. But that one tackler away from Pennypacker having a huge amount of real estate ahead of him.
He had another 15, 20 yards. I thought it was a proverbial sniper, but then someone just reached out and got enough of his ankle to trip him up.
He gets 5 more, so it brings up 3rd down and 3.
Huge play here.
Brown again.
You can't lose yardage.
He is a man to each side of him, does quarterback Jake Brown, and then Pennypacker is behind him in the pistol. Now tight end McDermott will shift to the right. 3rd and 3. Low snap, pitch out. Pennypacker swings to the right and gets the first down to the 40. He's to the 45 and out of bounds at the Berkshire 46. Gain of 11, 1st down. Ryan Pennypacker as he's starting to get some serious yardage here for the Badgers in the second half.
Pennypacker broke 2 tackles that time, and they were good form tackles.
Yeah.
They weren't guys just trying to reach out and grab them. Did a good job going to the right. The new formation with blockers in the backfield of definitely assisting Berkshire here on this drive.
Now, at some point, Munch, do you fake to Pennypacker? They'll go to him on 1st down. And this time Ryan will be put down for only about 1.5 yard gain. You wonder at some point, do they fake it and maybe try to, just do a quick pass over the middle of the field or something?
Quick pass over the middle of the field, yes, not deep.
No.
But I would keep running Pennypacker. But right now you got 2nd and 8. Boy, if he gains 2-3 now, then you've got to do something else.
Yeah, Brian.
Besides run.
So this formation, you've got Brian Brent to the right of Brown, McDermott to the left, Pennypacker behind him. 2nd and 8. And McDermott will get the carry, and he fumbles the football. Lutheran West has it at the 40-yard line. They went to McDermott, the tight end, who also has run the ball a few times this year, on that fake delay give, but he couldn't get the handoff cleanly, and Lutheran West gets their 3rd turnover of the football game.
I understand that he has run the ball a few times. However, as a tight end, that is not his forte of running the ball. Maybe Berkshire tried to get a little too cute that time. I'm not quite sure, but it didn't work, and bang. Let's see if the Longhorns come back and strike quickly.
That was McDermott's 5th carry of the season. And
we're 6 games in, right?
Yeah. But a costly turnover for Berkshire. So now Lutheran West will take over at the Badger 40-yard line as both Eddie Lewis and Jonathan Bradley will check into the football game and be in the backfield with quarterback Austin Kim. 7:03 to go in the third quarter. Lutheran West leading by 10, and they've got the football now in Berkshire territory at the 40-yard line.
I'm looking to see who Jenkins is guarding because that's not the guy I'm throwing to, okay? Just to be blunt with you.
It'll be a give to Lewis on a nice fake because they faked it to Bradley, and Eddie Lewis gets about 9 on 1st down to the 31-yard line.
Good running back tandem. Definitely. Neither of these gentlemen are going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form.
2nd and 1. As they'll move it to the 31-yard line of Berkshire. And really, right now for Lutheran West, they want to reassert command of this football game. Isaiah Parker, lone receiver to the right. 2nd and 1. This time it's Bradley running right. 1st down as he takes it inside the 30. Took a big hit and kept his footing out to the 27-yard line. 4-yard pickup as he was brought down that time by Josh Trabuzzo.
Another 1st down.
Keep those chains moving to the 27-yard line of the Badgers. Halfway through this third quarter. 10-point lead for Lutheran West as Isaiah Parker will move out now wide left. Bradley and Lewis in the backfield. It's going to be Lewis on the carry, inside the 25, inside the 23, and put down there, but he gets about 5 on first down, and you can kind of see now, Munch, the strategy. Grind, let some clock run down, and kind of grind out the game here with the backs. The two guys that have carried this football team all year offensively, Bradley and Lewis.
And the man making it happen, though, is the quarterback, Kim, with the sleight of hand up, giving you the ball. I'm acting like I'm giving the other guy the ball. Who has? You got to tackle them both.
Lewis gets it on second down, cuts inside of the 20 to the 15. He's to the 10. It'll be first and goal as Eddie Lewis takes it to the 6-yard line. Gets 16 big ones on that carry. First and goal from the 6.
You know, Eddie Lewis, not a crazy big guy, but my golly, when he gets ahead of steam, that's an 18-wheeler going downhill without brakes.
And he's got good vision. That time he recognized that by cutting inside, he had a better lane to run. Lewis will stand to the left of Kim. Bradley to the right. First and goal from the 6. Here comes Lewis again. In the middle. 5-4-3-2-1. Touchdown. Lutheran West. Eddie Lewis gets his second touchdown of the football game. And with 5:13 to go in the third quarter, the Longhorns now lead it 23-7.
Nothing fancy. He went between what I would call the proverbial 4-hole, which is between the right guard and the right tackle. Once he hit it, he was in the end zone.
Lutheran West, for the second time tonight, turns a Berkshire fumble into a touchdown.
Good teams make you pay,
Absolutely.
Dino.
Yes.
Let's see if Albers kicks this one to the scoreboard. That'd be about a 45-yard field goal. Kid's got some boot.
Off the hold of Austin Kim. Here we go. High snap. It's pulled down. The kick is up. And the kick is
good. And he did get it to the scoreboard.
I was going to say, he didn't miss the scoreboard by very much. 24-7 Lutheran West leading by 17 points with 5:13 to play here in the third quarter. Now, for Berkshire, Munch has plenty of time. There's plenty of time. But
did they get too fancy to left?
I think they did. I think, we were sitting there going, okay, at some point, was Lutheran West's defense going to key on Pennypacker to the point where they had to do something else? Well, they tried to get a little fancy with a misdirection to Evan McDermott, and it ended up costing him with a fumble. So I think you can still, at this stage of the game, you don't have to get away if you're Berkshire from the running game. I think you can still use Pennypacker. But
I'd use Pennypacker a lot. I use him more than they're using him now.
Unfortunately, that's all the further they went. They did not make it to state. Jacob was confident.
But it's a 3-possession lead for Lutheran West.
First team, DJ Robinson, second.
Something you always think about too is that even you tack your 2 points on your touchdown, 16-7, you're still shy.
Yeah,
so that's a nice lead to have when you have 3 scores.
Trabuzzo back deep to receive for the Berkshire Badgers with 5:13 to play in the third quarter.
Trabuzzo's had himself one heck of a football game.
Yes, he has. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, popping people on D, returning.
Let's see them try to give him the ball offensively maybe a little bit more, just with that speed and his elusiveness. And again, it's another squib kick.
They kicked it away from him.
Yeah, they kicked it away from him, and picking it up and running with it is Matt Politzer. And Politzer will take it to the 26-yard line. That's where Berkshire will start. First and 10 for Jake Brown, who's been running for his life. Whenever he's had to throw, he's been running it for his life tonight. But I thought the way that last drive for Berkshire started with just, figuring out different alleys and different lanes for Pennypacker to run. It was a good approach.
Yeah, very good. And once he hits one, he'll get through there in a hurry. He's into the linebackers, into the next level. Boy, just like that. Dino, it's funny. Got the field glasses out here, just looking at an eye. Everybody seems to be very much intact on both sides.
Yeah.
No, part of it is the nice cool weather. Part of it is conditioning. But both teams playing a lot of people both ways.
Yeah. A lot of two-way players when you have a Division IV versus a Division V team. All right, here come the Berkshire Badgers, first and 10 at their own 26. In desperate need of a score here to answer the touchdown run by Eddie Lewis.
Now they got 4 receivers again.
As Brown, quick drop, throws right side, pass is caught, and taking it out to the 35-yard line, just about a yard shy of the first down. I think that's Blake Jenkins. over on the far side with the reception. 2nd and 1.
I'm a big operative word man. You know what your operative word there was? Quick drop.
Quick drop and high percentage. And quickly the Badgers get to the line, too. 2nd and 1. On the ground this time, Pennypacker gets the carry. And he's going to move the pile, but he's not going to get to the first down marker. Basically right at that line of scrimmage. Good surge led by Tyler Segro, who has had a beautiful night playing defense for the Longhorns.
I've got to double check this, but I think Segro also is our man that was on the Barretown sacks for the band.
Yeah, he's had 2 sacks. He's had 2 sacks tonight.
Sacks and play sacks.
Yeah.
You were the one that pointed out to us that they were using some band members, football players also.
3rd and 1 for the Badgers.
But I like both these teams, don't you?
I do too. They're well coached.
Oh, there's no doubt.
This time, Brown will go under center, and it looks like a quarterback keeper play, and they're going to move the pile forward, and looks like the Badgers will have the first down to the 36-yard line.
He got it because they had 2 linemen in the backfield pushing the pile forward, which happens all the time.
Yeah. As long as they don't call it, run it. First down for the Badgers. They'll take it at their 36-yard line, so they get a little bit of breathing room now and a first down. Pennypacker will stand behind Brown this time in the pistol. You've got 3 receivers right and 1 to the left. And one of the coaches, it looks like they're changing the play here or settling in something new here. They were jumping over on that far sideline. 1st and 10, Brown. Student body left keeper stops in all kinds of trouble, and he'll fall forward and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
that's about it. Strung out nicely by Lutheran West defense. Jeremiah Stover made the hit.
Have to point this out to you. Pennypacker was out in front of him leading a blocking. Problem is this. He was the only one out in front of him, and 5 guys were coming to get him.
Yeah, if you're going to run that with a quarterback basically a boot left like that.
You got to run some counters, trays, bring the guys around.
Because otherwise you're not fooling anybody otherwise. 2nd and 9, Brown to throw, pass dropped at the 42-yard line. As the ball came, and we're going to have a late flag coming in.
It might be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, against Berkshire. Xavier Burns did a good job taking the football away from Matt Pulitzer, who was the intended receiver, and I think Matt was a little frustrated and gave a late shot on to Burns.
You don't think he asked him what flavor of wings he likes, right?
I don't think so. I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings is just like, literally within walking distance. Unsportsmanlike is the call against both teams. That's actually, give the officials credit.
Yes.
That's the right call.
I agree.
Offsetting, so they will basically say no play.
So 3rd and 10?
Yeah. 3rd and 10.
Play with 2:42 left in the 3rd.
3rd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Boy, on the nearest hash mark, they got a lot of wide open field.
Right on that left hash.
Yeah.
Brown out of the pistol. 3rd and 10. Pitch out to Pennypacker. He's going to do a throwback to Brown. Left side. He makes a great catch for a first down at the 48-yard line. What a great job by Jake Brown just to kind of camp out, wait, and make a rolling catch for a first down off the throw by Ryan Pennypacker.
Xavier Burns got over there to make the tackle. That was another one of those floaters, but he was lucky to get to it.
Ball at the 48-yard line of the Badgers and a first down. Desperately needed on 3rd and 8.
Placement for that play.
10. Yeah,
you had to have it.
You're right. With the ball on the left hash, it gave everything was going to the right, and it gave Brown room. He's blitzed as he throws on first down. That pass incomplete, trying to flip it over to Hunter Gifford.
Oh, Brown
over
is
on the left
down.
side, and Brown took a shot, and he is down. He gets back up. He says he's okay.
He's hopping. Now he's down again.
Well, we saw earlier Jake was hit earlier and kind of had a hitch in the giddy-up, and he's basically squatting right now.
Trainers are coming out.
Yeah, now the trainer's going to come out. Jack Keene, the sophomore, would be, I believe, the backup quarterback. And Jack Keene is getting some time. His father is the official videographer for the Berkshire Badgers, and I talked to him downstairs for a little bit. And Keene really getting an opportunity to play tonight because of the injury to Chris Grodel, and that's given Keene an opportunity to play.
The receiver.
And as just looking at Brown, and the trainers are going to take him over to the Berkshire bench. And Munch, I got to tell you, I'm not a doctor. I have absolutely no idea if this is true. It's just looking at how Burns was walking off, they may be checking him for a concussion or some form of head injury.
I saw it. It's funny you said it because when he stood up the first time, he wobbled.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm saying this wobbly. Folks, I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor. Just from up here, that's what it looked like to me. So King now will operate the offense for Berkshire. Tough spot for the sophomore. Out of the pistol.
5'11", 155.
Now, give it to Pennypacker. That's not a bad strategy. He'll cross the 50 in the Lutheran West territory and be put down inside the Longhorn 49-yard line. So we got about 3, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
From the 49-yard line.
Now, Brown is up, walking slowly.
As I think Keene I don't know if Keene's going to be the quarterback on this particular play. Yeah, Brown is jogging back in there. Okay. Well, that's good to see. That's great to see.
I saw him get up, and then he kind of nodded to everybody, ready to go.
Yeah, he's okay. They'll go again with that jumbo package in the pistol with the offensive lineman in the backfield.
One on either side of him.
3rd and 7. Brown's got the snap. He's got time. Shoots one left side incomplete. Threw it a little too hot for Blake Jenkins over on the left side. Hunter Gifford, the other receiver on the right, was slow to get up, but he's okay. Just a little too many RPMs on that throw to Jenkins.
And we know Jenkins will catch anything that's within reason near him.
We've seen that, and I think we've got a timeout from one of the two teams, and I would assume it's probably Berkshire here.
Berkshire says 3 up. It's off the Longhorns here.
Okay, no, over on the far, we got Lutheran West. There's a player down, and I think it was whoever was covering Blake Jenkins, and they're stretching out
like a cramp,
a left leg. Yeah, and it's funny. We were saying it's a crisp night, and this normally is not the night where you would have a cramping conditions that were weather related. Yeah, but it looks like that's what they're doing.
Weather. Yes.
Yeah, exactly right. But it gives now an opportunity here for Berkshire to figure out what they want to do. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 7. Josh DeWeese understands, look, it's 1:19 to go in the third quarter. My team's down by 17 points. This is the best drive we've had here in a little while. We've got to get a first down and get points off of this drive.
4th and 7 is interesting. Something else that's interesting.
Luke Ford, by the way, is the player who was hobbled and now getting up off the field and
he's a good one,
walking
too.
off. Yes, he is.
Is that you've got the ball on the near hash mark. You have a lot of open area to the top side of the field.
Blake Jenkins, by the way, is lined out over to the right, Munch.
And he's dangerous.
Keep an eye. So if they roll Brown out there, keep an eye on that.
He's covered one-on-one.
4th and 7 for Berkshire at the Lutheran West 49 to keep this drive alive. Out of the pistol. Brown will roll right. Steps up. In trouble. Down he goes.
Oh, my.
Michael Reddick, David Bush came in to make the sack for Lutheran West.
That was a Brown sack with Reddick and Bush. One on either side of him. Just threw him down to the ground.
Longhorn defense just continues to dominate tonight.
Very impressive. Coach Petrov has some hungry horns out there, there's no doubt.
You know, it's funny, Munch, is of a stoppage and play for the change of possession here with 1:11. You know, so much of high school football, like college and the NFL, we see air raid offense. You know, I just saw Larry Laird a couple of weeks ago with Medina and Euclid, and you know, where everything is predicated on being able to score quickly and put a lot of points on the board, like a Kenston team, for example. Sometimes it's still refreshing to watch a Lutheran West win games by running the football and playing good defense. Back to the basics.
You know what? When push comes to shove, though, you have to be able to run because that eats up the clock.
Yeah.
It keeps the ball out of the other team's hands.
Bradley will get the carry on first down as he will take it to the Berkshire 43-yard line. It's a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 as we go under a minute to play in the third quarter. A big stand, though, by Lutheran West defense and getting the sack there on 4th down. And again, Lutheran West only uses a 3-down lineman. but all three have had sacks tonight for the
I'm
Longhorns.
glad you pointed it out because the 3 down linemen, on more than one occasion, I used to call them the old stand-up ends. They have shot one guy on either side of the 3 down linemen, taking a chance that it might deplete the backfield enough, or if Pennypacker gets back in there, he can rumble, but it hasn't happened yet.
2nd and 8 for the Longhorns. Here's Kim. Turns, gives, Bradley, trapped in the backfield. Down he goes, back near the 48-yard line.
It was a good 5 yards on that play.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12, and that's probably going to be the last play of quarter number 3. It is. They'll switch sides very quickly because it's very easily because the ball's at the 47-yard line. So, flip it over to the other side of the
walk, right?
Exactly. quick little trot over to the other side of the 50. 3rd and 12 coming up for Lutheran West at the 47 of Berkshire to start the 4th quarter. The Longhorns leading it 24-7. 2 touchdown runs for Eddie Lewis, 1 for Jonathan Bradley, plus a field goal by Hunter Albers. The Badgers' scoring tonight came from a pick 6 by Blake Jenkins. Other than that, Lutheran West defense has been staunch all evening.
And Joe's been great, too. It hasn't just been the same name being called. Sure, Reddick's made some great plays, but the bottom line is they have been all over the place.
Yes.
11 men contributing.
Yeah, and again, it's just it's nothing fancy, but it's effective.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Petroff. Here's the other thing, Munch. This is Petroff's, and the same thing could be said, by the way, for Josh DeWeese and Berkshire and the people at Berkshire. This is Frank Petroff's 6th year at Lutheran West. His record coming into tonight, 24 wins, 31 losses. They've been patient with him and patient with the program, letting him build it. All right, here we go now on 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12. Back to throws Kim. Rolling left, throws, and it's incomplete. As looking over at the 37-yard line for Eddie Lewis, and he was well covered by Hunter Gifford. It'll be 4th and 12.
What was interesting, someone ran a wrong pattern because you had 3 receivers within a couple of yards of themselves. And if you have 3 receivers, guess what else you have there? 3 defensive backs, plus a safety coming over to cover, too.
As Jeremiah Stover will kick it away. Back deep is Josh Trabuzzo at the 15-yard line.
I can guarantee you, Lutheran West, if they have 4th and long, they'll punt in the 4th quarter.
Yes.
If you're Berkshire, they can't afford to punt any longer.
Berkshire's punting days are over here. Everything is 4-down territory, down by 17
well
here
said.
Early in this 4th quarter. Stover's kick trying to pin the Badgers deep here inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 7-yard line, and they'll down it at the 6.
Is it the Longhorn hammer?
I like that actually for Jeremiah Stover, the Longhorn hammer, not the Scottish hammer, the Longhorn hammer. I like it. 1st down and 10 for Berkshire with a long field as they'll start at their own 6-yard line.
Coffin corner?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh,
couldn't have scripted that any better. And again, another fundamental play tonight for Lutheran West. Whether it's been and on special teams, we've talked about it. The field goal kicking, the extra points. They've kicked after Trabuzzo had the initial good kickoff return. They've kicked it away from him tonight. They do the little things well here.
And they recognize it quickly and put it in the play.
All right, Brown will go to work now out of the pistol. Pennypacker stands behind him. He throws one deep right side, looking for Jenkins, and it's incomplete at the 32-yard line.
Good call, good play, no separation. Great.
Yeah. Xavier
great
Burns.
Cover. Oh, Xavier was right there.
Yeah, right there with him. 2nd and 10. Well, because it's not bad because you're thinking, well, it's going to be Pennypacker probably from where they are. Not a bad call there on 1st down, but 2nd down and 10. Berkshire down by 17 with 11:35 to go in this football game. 2nd and 10 out of the pistol, and Brown faked it one way and got hit behind the line of scrimmage.
He lost yardage.
Back to the 3-yard line, was faked the pitch to Pennypacker, tried to run it left, and the Longhorns closed it down quickly.
3rd and 13.
Lost
from your own 3.
From the 3-yard
Boy,
line.
even on a quick handoff, I just run the quarterback right into the line and see what happens. clear them out a little bit.
I said earlier it's 4-down territory, but I mean this is
not 4-down.
Yeah, this isn't 4-down territory.
Unless it was. What about on 4th and 1?
They'll go to Pennypacker, and he'll take it out to the 5-yard line, and David Bush makes the tackle, kind of flexed a little bit when he made the tackle, and it sets up a 4th down, and it'll be back to
11,
4th and 11 here, and it's going to be a punt, I believe, here for the Badgers, as much as they would like to go for it.
Yeah.
They just can't in this situation.
No. You've got to punt. And, it's interesting because you do the old Jesse James, just hold up the offensive people that are trying to get down to cover the punt, or do you go get it?
I think they would try to go get it. Sword in single safety at the Berkshire 37 as this kick is high, and it's caught by Sword, and he'll be immediately put down. Good hang time there on the punt. Right about at that 36-yard line. Tribuzzo came down on special teams to make the stop. All right, Munchie, here's some scores for you.
Go ahead, my friend.
2 finals. Mogador beat Rootstown 42-6.
Ooh.
Rootstown, I don't know if they were unbeaten coming into tonight, but they had a good start to the season, but not so much tonight. Keystone over Black River 25-6. That's a final. Menor leading Solon in the third quarter, 34-7. Euclid 21, Strongsville 14 in the fourth quarter.
Wow, Mustangs coming back.
The problem for Jeff Rotsky all year, they've not been able to hold the lead, and he talked about that a couple weeks ago when we were down there. Kenston has grabbed the lead over South, 23-21. That's in the fourth quarter.
Wow, that's all I can say.
As here come the Longhorns on first down. Lewis with a big hole inside the 30, and he takes it for close to a first down near the 25 of Berkshire.
I think he's got it, my friend, and you know what? He ran hard, and he's also laying on his back right now. No, he's going to get up.
He's okay. Orville leading Tuslaw 20-7 in the fourth quarter. CVCA over Canal Fulton Northwest 27-6 in the fourth, setting up that matchup for next week. And Norwalk leading Bellevue 45-21. So those games, again, that I mentioned, not necessarily Greater Cleveland games, but they affect both of these teams playing tonight in the playoff position.
2nd and 1, Dino.
2nd and 1. Kim will go under center with an I formation. Here's Lewis, sidesteps, gets the first down as he'll take a couple of white jerseys with him down to the 21.
Boy, very savvy run. They stopped on a dime, went again, and when you're stopped on a dime in close quarters like that, with bodies all around you, that's special.
9:20 to go, fourth quarter. Lutheran West in the lead with the driver's seat. Now a 1st and 10 at the Berkshire 21. As the Longhorns lead it 24-7. Isaiah Parker will go out wide right. I formation in the backfield. Reddick the fullback. Lewis the tailback. And it's going to be Reddick getting the carry and immediately gets pushed down and shoved back to the 24-yard line.
Huge play by the Berkshire interior of their defense. Was the big man in there again?
He started it, and then Zach Diaz finished it.
But, here's something else, though. Now, granted, they're stopping him. However, the ball is staying on the ground, and the clock is not a friend of the Badgers right this second.
The Lutheran West taking their own sweet time getting the play in.
Oh, heck yes. Now, there's no play clock, so you have to,
you have to do it in your head, basically. 2nd and 12 for the Longhorns at the Badger 23-yard line. 8:20 to go, fourth quarter. And here comes Lewis again. Running left side 20, 15, and put down at about the 13-yard line. Going to be a little bit short of the first down, but another fine piece of running by Eddie Lewis.
A great ankle tackle that time that saved Lewis from going all the way into
Was that Tribuzzo, I think?
That was Tribuzzo. What a good young player.
Boy, I love watching him play. He's only a junior.
Yeah.
Part of that junior class here for Berkshire.
You mentioned dominating at Berkshire. Oh, they're going to be back.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt.
No matter what happens in the last 4 weeks of the year, the Berkshire Badgers aren't going anywhere. 3rd and 2 for Lutheran West at the Berkshire 13-yard line. As we got a stoppage and play and a timeout. Berkshire will take the timeout. They've got 2 remaining here, but they want to make sure the defense is all set up here on 3rd and 2.
And pick your poison with the 2 running backs.
Yeah, I was going to say Bradley just checked back in. He and Lewis both have noses for the end zone. Bradley got his 5th touchdown earlier in the game. Lewis has 2 scores tonight, 7 on the year.
I mentioned earlier how great teams take advantage of miscues by the other team and turn them into points. Something else about a great runner. It's like my golf ball finding water, okay? Even if it's on the other fairway. But the bottom line is, these young men sense the end zone. They won't be denied. Years ago, and I will say he's the greatest player in the history of college football, Arch Griffin.
Which
only
he is.
one to have 2. Yeah, if somebody else gets 2 Heisman.
I was going to say, if somebody else has 2 Heismans, I've never heard of him.
Then you have an argument. Let me tell you this. What Arch told me one time, he goes, this is how legitimate of a human being he is. You go, Munch, I wish somebody else would win too, so they can have the joy that I've experienced. That's how special it was. But I've seen Arch get hit, spun around, keep the legs kicking, backpedal 5 yards into the end zone, because he goes, you're programmed to get to the end zone.
Right. Reddick is going to be the fullback, and I believe that's Bradley is the tailback, and Kim is just going to keep it and get the first down himself. Austin Kim, he'll take it to the 10-yard line, and that'll be set up first down, and I assume if it's right at the 10, it'll be 1st and goal then, right from the 10-yard line.
There's a diminutive player we had mentioned before. For Berkshire, he seems to be everyone's favorite. He's putting his head in the meat grinder every time. And the bottom line is even the Lutheran West players giving him little pats on the helmet when he comes around.
Trebuzo you talk about?
No, he's smaller than Trebuzo. Maybe it is Trebuzo. How big's Trebuzo?
He's 5'6", $135.
Yeah, no, it's Trebuzo.
1st and goal from the 10 for the Longhorns. They'll stay in the eye. And it's going to be Reddick getting the carry inside the 5, and Reddick will take it down to the 2-yard line.
And who met him? Trebuzo.
Yeah.
I can't, for all Trebuzo's done today,
he's terrific.
I couldn't believe that's his size.
Yeah.
That's his size.
He's fun to watch.
2nd and goal.
They're actually going to mark it right at the 2, 2nd and goal at that spot. And again, same look. Reddick is the fullback, and Bradley is the tailback.
Yeah, Bradley the tailback.
Bradley the tailback. 2nd and goal. Kim under center. Turns. Gives. Reddick. He'll put his head down. Did he get in? No.
No call. And Dino, I was going to say, give it to Reddick. Give it to the fullback. The guy that always.
Well, and also the guy who's played. He's been spectacular on that defensive line tonight too. He deserves. I'll tell you what. Frank Petroff might give it to him again. 6-11 and counting to go in this football game. Why not?
3rd and 1, and the clock is ticking away.
Yep. Clock-killing drive here for the Longhorns. They want to cap it off with a touchdown here. Kim under center. Reddick the fullback. Bradley the tailback. 3rd and goal from the 1. Kim turns. Reddick gets the carry, and he's going to be pushed back.
Yes, he lost a yard or 2.
Will put down Reddick, and they'll stop him short of the goal line. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1.
Clock's still running, though. That's one thing that Berkshire can't do anything about.
Yeah, they got 2 timeouts.
They don't want to use them now,
though. You're right.
You got to go down and score, and then you're going to use them. But still, a long road to hoe.
4th and goal for the Longhorns. Now,
Inside the 1.
they really wanted to get Reddick a touchdown, but now you sit there and go, okay, what do we want to call here, guys?
You know what you call right here? Kim right behind the center again.
We've seen them do a quarterback draw earlier, a quarterback sneak, and it worked out well for Kim. Isaiah Parker goes out wide right. 4th and goal from the 1. Austin Kim under center. Turns, gives Bradley left side, and he'll walk in for the touchdown for Lutheran West. 2nd touchdown of the game for Jonathan Bradley to go with the 2 from Eddie Lewis. And the Lutheran West Longhorns can start celebrating. They've opened up a 30-7 lead with 5:02 to play.
Bradley just would not be denied. And you know what? Smart play calling, too, because to Berkshire's credit, they had jammed between the tackles.
They were not going to let Kim or Reddick
so
beat
Bradley
them.
had to push to the outside. He got a real nice block from one of the receivers, and bang, he was in the end zone.
Extra point coming for Hunter Albers. 30-7 Longhorns. And I'll tell you, the 30, and it may be 31 here in a second, assuming Albers hits the extra point. But I got to tell you, it's been their defense tonight that's been the story. Here's the extra point.
Whoa!
After the bad hold, it's no good.
The snap was bad. The hold was nothing worked that time.
And it's funny. I talked about earlier how it's been clockwork for them. But bad snap, bad hold, kick no good.
Is it his first miss of the year?
It is.
Wow.
He had been 14 for 14, and then had been perfect on his, his 4 earlier, or his 3 earlier, but not that one. 30-7, Lutheran West with 5:02 to play in the fourth quarter. And as I said, if you go back and you write the story of this game, certainly the running game and the offensive line for the Longhorns deserves a lot of credit. The ball handling of Austin Kim, but the defense tonight, Munch, just really to me is the story. Just the pressure on Jake Brown all night long, never really letting him be comfortable in the backfield, and they never allowed Pennypacker to bust a big one. They might, he might get a 4-yard run or a 7-yard run,
but he hasn't gotten through.
But he wasn't able to get through.
Has not been until second level.
Yeah, did not. And I mean, the sacks just have been tremendous tonight. As again, another squib kick.
Keep it away from Treviso.
Gifford will pick it up here for the Berkshire Badgers, crosses the 30, sidesteps, and is put down at the 32-yard line with 4:56 to go. Afterwards, you going to be on the field with me?
I will be there with you, sir.
As Munch and I will head down. We'll talk to Frank Petroff. And
what player are we grabbing?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm kind of thinking one of the guys on the defense. I think Tyler Segro. I think both for the offensive line, representing both the offensive line and the defensive line. I think Segro might be our guy.
Is Segro 55?
Yeah.
He may be the sax player, too. Was he a sax player in the band?
That was 75 as the sax player.
Every time I see a sax player, I want to yell Maceo. That's the James Brown in me, man.
Take it to the bridge, baby. All right, here comes Berkshire with 4:56 to go in the fourth quarter.
And they got that full house backfield again, which tells me that, well, maybe he's going to try to throw and he's just got some extra protection out there for him.
As they've taken Jake Brown out, and Keene is going to be in there at quarterback, and they give it to Pennypacker on first down, and he's actually taken down for a loss back to the 30-yard line.
Do you feel with Keene in, is that it's going to be handoff to Pennypacker, hand up to Pennypacker, hand up to Pennypacker?
Not going to put your sophomore in this stage of the game at risk here.
For the Badgers.
We said earlier, and let's see, Jake is going to, I think Brown's coming back in on this particular play, but Brown's taken some punishment tonight.
Timeout.
As Lutheran West will spend a timeout, they've got one more remaining. I mean, take nothing away from the performance tonight. I mean, Jake Brown has had a good year and played his heart out tonight, but against this Longhorn defense, just never was able to be a factor running the football like he's been this year. As I said before, I mean, Jake Brown was averaging 11 yards a carry this year from his quarterback spot to go with everything he does as a thrower, but he's never been able to be a threat tonight as a runner. And, again, not having Chris Groudle certainly has been an issue too. He's been one of their primary pass receivers this year.
But you look at there's, like I said, the stat sheet, his names are at the top
all
of
over
everything.
The place, as a rusher and a receiver. But tip your cap to Frank Petroff and the Lutheran West coaching staff. They had a great game plan tonight, and their defense, which has been brilliant all year long, was brilliant again this evening.
Great student body here at Lutheran West. Great support from the community. Just the stand's been packed all night.
As Keene will turn, and it'll be a running play out to the 35-yard line. And it's not Pennypacker. It's going to be Donald Reese getting the carry. Gain of 5.
Time to get some guys in there.
I think
carries,
so. Third and 7 coming up.
4:10 on the clock running. The end is in sight.
And this one, for Lutheran West, they'll go to 5-1. They'll get some second-level points because of Berkshire's 4 victories. That will help the cause.
Now, is Berkshire the 4 or the?
Berkshire's the 5. Lutheran West is the 4.
So you're not going to get any points for the division, correct?
I don't believe so.
No.
But you'll take the win. Here's a pitch out, running right side. Ooh, nice move. I think that's Brown in the back. Is that Brown? To the 40, to the 42-yard line. A pretty nice gain there, and close to first down. Now is Reese again. I'm sorry.
Reese kept moving his feet forward, dodged a couple of tacklers. A good positive play.
Yeah. Donald Reese is a senior, used as both he's an important player on the defense as a defensive end, but he's also carried the football. That's his 20th carry of the year. So he's been used to spell Pennypacker quite a bit. As we go to 3 minutes now to play here in this football game. Berkshire will drop to 4-2. Now, of course, they play in the same region where Kirtland is in. So, yeah, it's not an easy. It's not easy to get in.
Do you know if that was what respect though there is for Tiger Laverty and his program?
Can't say enough.
No.
Keene will pitch out to Reese again with some running room to the 45, and the flag goes down as Reese goes down.
Was it a high tackle?
Yeah, I think so. At the 47-yard line, a horse collar tackle there.
I don't know if you got any face fit. Now, here's what's interesting. In college, they don't call a horse collar. What are we saying? Is it coming back?
I think it's coming back.
Wow.
Huh. Okay. Must have been a hold before, they'll mark it back inside the 40.
The hold that sprung them.
Yeah, exactly. Back to the 35-yard line. But Lutheran West, Munch, they came in 10th in their region. We knew one thing for sure. They could not afford to lose this game tonight and still have a chance to get to the postseason. But a win really helps as they try to move their way into the top 8. As on the ground now, it's Reese to the 40.
Nice run.
Yeah, I like the way he runs. Crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line, gets 11 back on 1st and 18.
Runs a little high, but it's effective for him.
2nd and 7 as we close in on 2 minutes to go in this football game.
And Berkshire player is down.
It's Reese.
On the car. Reese is down. He got hit pretty good, but he ran pretty good too.
Yeah. And just to think about Berkshire for a second, as we mentioned, 1-9 last year, 1-9 the year before. You know, a principal and athletic director could have said, okay, Coach DeWeese, it's not working. Time for a change. They stuck with Josh DeWeese. They stuck with this program and what they want to do. And they're having really a comeback season. And what happened here tonight is not going to dampen what they've done to this point as Reese gets up off his the turf. And, they've got a shot here to have one of the best seasons they've had in a long time. They, whether or not they can sneak into the playoffs from here on in, we'll see. But this is going to be remember, it is a kind of a turnaround year for the Berkshire Badgers. And as I said, they're predominantly led by juniors, so you're going to hear about them for the next year or two and more. And as Keene will loft one up right side, it's incomplete, as he was looking for Justin Hayden. No relation to Steve Hayden, I don't think. It's the 30-yard line.
I always liked Steve Hayden.
I did too.
Fun ball player.
It's fun to watch. 3rd down and 7 with 2:06 to go. But just the patience for both of these schools to stick with their coaches, stick with the program. Lutheran West is about to go to 5-1, and Berkshire, even though they'll drop to 4-2, still has so many great things ahead of them.
More wins in 2 years combined.
Yes.
A team dominated by juniors.
Yes.
You just summed everything up right there.
3rd and 7 is Jack Keene. Well, actually, it wasn't Keene. A different quarterback. They'll flip to Reese. Running left side, steps to the 50, and Reese will get a first down as he'll take it down to the Lutheran West 46.
He's a workhorse now.
New quarterback, Matthew Follett. And he was the one in there who made the pitch out to Reese. First down.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Follett will check out. I think Keene will check back in. It's a first down as they'll have it at the Lutheran West 47.
Messenger
45 to go.
Right?
Yeah, right.
It's interesting because for years they used messenger guards. Remember that?
Sure.
But why would you want to mess? Because you're always told that the offensive line has to be like 5 fingers in a row. So why would you pull one of them out?
Right. But everybody always did that. I mean, I remember. I did that.
Yes.
I did that growing up.
183rd and Harvard.
By the way, final Menor beat Solon 41-7.
Oof.
Norwalk, by the way, beat Bellevue as Keene will keep. He'll run left side to the 44 to the 43. Norwalk beat Bellevue tonight 45-21, and Tyler Carey tells me that loss by the Redmen for Bellevue really helps Lutheran West in Division 4 Region 14.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, TC.
Well, you know what's cool, too, is that the Norwalk Truckers, you don't hear a lot about them, but they've had a solid program.
Yes, always have.
Yeah, always.
Always have. Under a minute to go. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And Lutheran West about to get their biggest victory of the season. And this turnaround story for the Longhorns continues.
Dino, is it officially fall?
Sure, I'm shivering. It feels like his Keen will run towards the first down marker. It'll be very, very close with 26 seconds to go. Clock still runs.
If you haven't seen my hands because they're in my pocket.
Mine too. Mine too. Fall is here, folks. Fall is here. It's a first down. The clock will start to run here, and Berkshire might get one more playoff here before the end of the football game. 30-7 Lutheran West. Can't see 12, 11, 10. Let's see if the Badgers run.
I had a half
here.
on just my apologies.
Yeah.
Not in the game.
Follett will throw left side. It's incomplete with 2 seconds to go to stop the clock. And there was still pressure coming in, even from the backups for Lutheran West. They've
got to uphold the tradition of pressure here in this game, you know?
2 seconds to go. And last play coming here for the Badgers. That pressure on that last play, Oliver Lowe came in to make the hit on Follett.
I'll tell you, Lutheran West, very impressive today. Just the assortment of weapons that they have for running back and receiving wise and on defense.
Follett to throw, last play of the game. He'll shoot one down middle of the field. It's going to be knocked away, and that's going to do it. Lutheran West knocks off Berkshire here at home on homecoming. Your final, Lutheran West 30, Berkshire 7 here in Rocky River. Lutheran West is now 5-1. Berkshire drops to 4-2.
Wait, hold on. I need a geography lesson. This is River, not Fairview?
Technically, yes. Although I think when you cross over Center Ridge Road, isn't it Fairview Park?
I thought this was
I thought
Fairview.
it was too. But they call it Rocky River Lutheran West.
Then
officially.
Then it's Rocky River.
But I think from a geography standpoint, I think you're right.
Okay.
I think you're right.
I'm just curious.
I think we're in Fairview Park, actually. I think you're right. Okay. Now that geography lesson's over, Munch and I are going to head to the field and talk to. We're going to talk to a couple. We'll talk to Tyler Segro, and we're going to talk to Frank Petroff. You'll see those interviews later on Twitter. And remember, Monday, right around noon, go to WKYC.com and vote on where Munch and I will be for week number 7. That's going to do it for us here at Lutheran West. Your final. The Longhorns of Lutheran West 30, the Berkshire Badgers 7. Thank you, everybody, for listening here at WKYC.com.